Woo! Live. No warning at all. Just live.
Hey,
Hello,
we're here
everyone.
now.
Alrighty, we will get a Chamista briefly. He's listening, but finishing up some other business. But to dive back into the recap, the party has found themselves deep inside the subterranean lair of Xanathar, the Beholder, and a criminal overlord of a sort. This lair itself is buried inside of Skullport, which is many hundreds, unknown hundreds, maybe thousands of feet below the surface of the city of Waterdeep. There, the group has been tasked to disrupt the activities of the Xanathar criminal syndicate. Whatever means they find doable, uh, given that a direct attack of the Beholder Lord is likely not to go in the adventurer's favor. The group has lost, at least temporarily, one of their members to ruby petrification in a nearby drow refuge. But in Orin Silvertree's place now stands the dark elf who's introduced herself as Penny. Penny helped the group enter the lair, directed them towards the living quarters, where eventually they found their way to Thorvin Twinbeard, their contact within the Xanathar guild, who works for the Harpers, and offered to them a proposal for how to destroy the hideout, and presumably all within, by placing several explosive charges throughout the lair. Those charges were in the possession of a dark elven mage, a fellow lieutenant of the Xanathar, Gnarls Dendabras, who the group has now discovered in the audience chamber of the lair. They have defeated the two Grell bodyguards placed to kind of watch over this dark elf. And we pick up with Penny kind of towering over the frail drow wizard, who is kind of in his defense uttered off a phrase, "What about your princess?" Kind of talking to Penny, presumably with some extra knowledge. That's where we ended. That's where we'll pick back up with the group recovering from the fight with the Grell, where Chamista got temporarily paralyzed and tentacle fucked. Maybe not that phrasing, but he got messed up by the Grell, though he is
That's
not
a
so
lot of
death's door.
for it.
Yeah.
A lot of members getting groped by tentacles since we've come down here. Just pointing that out there.
It is the season.
Don't use the T word, please.
Anyway, I think Mora would probably pipe up. Care to speak anything in a language we all understand, or like looking between the two dark elves?
Gnarl's gonna look to Mora, but then look to Penny to make the decision there.
Hang on, I'm just pulling up my notes.
How
Still.
dare you, sir?
Oh, so cute.
Okay.
Totally didn't remind me to pull my own up. Anyway.
She's like weighing the drow with her expression, and then Tamora, she says, I'm trying to get back into where we were last time. Sorry. Yeah. With the princess. Fuck, I don't know what to say. 'Cause I wanted to, okay. Yeah.
Have we heard about the princess before? Any mention it?
Nope,
No.
not in a language we can understand anyway.
No. Yeah, you haven't even recognized this conversation quite yet. They're speaking in Undercommon.
Yeah. She'll kind of start by introducing him kind of formal. Like, we know who he is. We were told about him before, right? But Penny, in kind of a half-hearted, sarcastic way, she goes, Noddle, the surface dwellers. Surface dwellers, Noddle. As
Aye.
a quick introduction.
We're acquainted, kind of says, though. Kind of snide look.
That is interesting. Oh, he tells me there is a princess, and I would like to know more.
We shouldn't speak here. Follow me to my office. Come.
Aye, alright.
He kind of takes a step to like lead the way, kind of pauses like he doesn't like eyeing Penny. Doesn't want to like push past her necessarily.
Yeah. In that same vein, she kind of like bristles a little bit to make sure he doesn't, right? Until she like tips her head a little bit and yeah. Makes it obvious that he can pass.
Did he say office? Why does he have an office down here?
He works here, Lua. He's a lieutenant of the Xanathar.
Oh, whatever.
The big fellow has the right of it. Follow me. Walk quickly. Make it look like you belong. In case we come into anybody, let me do the talking. And Gnarl's going to start heading towards the eastern door. Kind of looking around his shoulders, kind of pauses, looks back. Somebody should drag the Grell too.
Alright, guess Moore will grab like a couple of the tentacles and start literally dragging it.
Yeah, it's not hard to drag it. Like,
Yeah,
they're not
no, Moore is just
heavy.
like, all
per
right.
se. They're just kind of a mass of brain matter and tentacle. There were two though. Moore's grabs.
Alua will try and drag the other one.
I feel like Alua might need a bit of help. She's pretty weak.
Trying is the key.
Go ahead and make a strength check then. If you wanna just do it by yourself, make a strength check. Not gonna be like a 10 DC.
Madalua is mad. Carry all of everything.
Hell yeah. Strength. Where is it?
That look is the best.
Struggling. Yeah, that's about right.
She's
doing
kind of
amazing
struggling a
math.
little bit.
No, she's
Start
not
trying
doing
to,
it.
like-
She's just doing this. She's like, she thinks she's getting somewhere.
Yeah,
And
she's
it's
struggling.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
Katep
struggling.
Katep just kind of walks behind her and makes it. He just kind of takes most of the weight, but sees how long it takes before she notices he's walking behind her.
He picks up like the main part of it, like with one hand.
She will
All of a sudden,
deny,
it starts.
she
All of a
will
sudden,
deny her,
you are booking it across.
She denies her amazing perception and just pretends it is her. She's not gonna. Her pride.
Sure.
Moore would probably say, Jamista, we need you in the middle at the moment. You're a little, and kind of motion over her face, like, you're a little fucked up.
Oh wait, where are we putting the bodies? We're just taking them with us.
Yeah, we're just dragging them with.
Okay. Oh, there's an aura around me.
It's your out.
Yeah,
turn.
Jamista will
Oh.
oblige. He'll make sure he's not straggling.
He kind of Gnarl moves to the entryway, this large kind of central hallway. You see several like different entrances and doorways, still lit by these continual flame spells. Kind of quickly looks around the corner, both sides, sees nothing, and just heads straight across towards the hallway across the way. Kind of speaking in a low tone the entire time. You're lucky that it was me in the audience chamber and not Amerigo or Xanathar himself. The Grell can't understand what the dwarves say. I was able to feign interest.
Go on.
And that's kind of all he's saying. Just kind of like
Oh, where you going?
building himself up kind of thing. He turns for a staircase and heads down it.
A very
Oh,
majestic and
not
clever
the staircase. Wait, that's not where the staircase is supposed to go. One second.
It's the other way, if
Yeah.
I'm remembering correctly. We wanted to go out the left side and up.
Well, no.
here.
This was the staircase he wanted to go down to. That
Oh,
staircase, I just have it linking wrong in Foundry. One second.
We all die. It was a trap.
Right.
Oh,
gonna
curse
drag you
you
guys.
and your drow elven ways.
I mean, if we
That
were being led
seemed as
into a trap right
predictable as
now, I wouldn't be surprised.
Elle, if you want to enter and then, fuck, actually, never mind. I'll just drag you because you're probably going to go back to the wrong place too.
Maybe.
Who could
I don't
have
know.
foreseen this inevitable betrayal?
Super sarcastic, like. Someone pinged and my camera went somewhere else. So I have no clue.
I
where
got
I'm
you.
at.
I'm dragging you back to the rest of the party. You should be able to zoom out too to kind of get the lay of where you guys are. I think you might.
Look at
Oh,
those
no, you guys don't have
fishy
to. One second.
I'll name this one Cyril. Cyril Figgis.
I just want the one that looks like it's been dipped in butter. Can we have that one as a pet?
Dipped in butter. Oh my god.
It does. It looks like it's dipped in butter.
It kind of does.
This might be like the first thing that's not magic or money more has asked for, so we should probably get it.
Dipped in butter. Can we fry it afterwards?
That wasn't Mora asking. That was rah rah.
Yeah, Mora doesn't want it.
No. Mora's like, I've got my rat. I don't need anything else. We good.
Okay, you guys should be able to go down that staircase now.
Okay.
Go to the right place.
Part 2. Maybe? No?
I think we need you to move in, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's taking y'all there.
It's just taking a hot second. Got it.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Then he just heads down the hallway, takes a right, and then at the end of the hallway takes another right. You guys don't pass anybody in the time being. You do kind of faintly. Actually, no, you don't hear anything really. Just walking through.
Oh, where are we?
Frisky big boy.
This is Foundry lagging on my end.
Oh yeah, it's lagging pretty bad for me
It just-
too. I don't know why.
It just shot me back. Hold on.
Oops. Here, I'll drag everybody here in a
Don't get
second now that
Frisky backs up the
you
stairs.
guys have an idea. I'll just drag people there.
Thank you.
You guys can see the layout. Now, I didn't want to just drag you straight to the rooms that you guys saw the layout that you passed. All right, where's...
Way back up there.
Oh, this office is nice.
It's one of the... It's unlit. The only other unlit area of this chamber was Americo's kind of maze-like bed area. Actually, yeah, you guys did know it was Americo's bedroom. And let me read you the description here real fast. Grab it back. Yeah, so you guys just inside this room that Gnarl kind of opens, kind of holds it open for you guys to enter before he closes it, and just turns a very basic like latch lock. It wouldn't like hold up to any stress or anything. It's just like a courtesy lock kind of thing. Closes it and kind of exhales a deep breath. Kind of curses and drow. You see two open crates against one wall. You guys see a stone desk that's in the southwest corner. It's kind of completely free of papers entirely. There's a few drawers on it, though the chair that is set at that desk has like this spider motif carved into it. Bare stone bookshelves occupy the east wall. Just a very plain area for the most part. Yeah, the crates have stuff in them that you could examine if you wanted to, could peek into. I don't know why I say that. Alua exists. I'm sure she's peeking in already.
I was about to say she's super judging the room, but any little things that she sees in there, she's going to look at them.
Yeah, so it's weird too. Like, kind of might notice them at the corner of your eye and be like, "Wait, what?" One of the crates holds just a pile of what look to be little miniature beholder dolls that are like stuffed, like kids dolls almost, but for beholder, like it's a beholder.
Is it
That's it's kind of cute.
I was about to say, is it cute? Is it like
Kinda cute.
plushy or is
Yeah, it's like a plush stuffed with some like cotton or something probably. The other
You
one
found the
has
super rare beholder teeny
Probably.
baby.
yeah. There's dozens of them in there.
Is there a pink one?
No, there's not a pink one. Actually, you know what? Sure.
Okay.
Make an investigation check.
Looking for a pink doll. Like she's like half
Sure.
looking and half paying attention. Not
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah.
Investigation.
In the other crate are these like onyx trophies depicting a smiling beholder being caressed by hands, kind of like a desk ornament sort of thing. They're fancy, like they probably fetch a couple dozen gold each, and there's again not as many as the toys, but you know, between 20, 30, 40, 50, somewhere, some number of them.
What material is it made out of?
You know what? You do see one pink stuffed beholder in there.
Oh, she's excited. She's just gonna pick it up.
Grab it. Sure, you can add a pink beholder toy to your inventory if you'd like. He doesn't comment on it. Gnarl sees you pluck one up, but he doesn't say anything. The other things are just like this black onyx stone. And you guys would notice that the desk drawers have locks on them, like keyholes on them, but otherwise are closed. So he kind of lets out a breath. I don't know how long we have. I better go sure to discover the intruder soon if he hasn't already. Where's the other one? Why is this one with you? And he kind of sizes up Penny, kind of emboldened by the walk for a moment, though kind of maybe it's a bit of bravado. Stays like a step away from him, from Penny.
Alua pipes up. He got turned into a red crystal, petrified. Do you have an antidote for that?
No, I do not have an antidote for that. You've spoken with Thorvin already?
Aye. So where is the powder?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, dwarf. My good dwarf. Thorvin's excitable, and I have the powder in a secret chamber. But it's not the only possibility, is it? Do you want to destroy this hideout, or do you want to kill Xanathar?
Little from column A, little from column B.
May I propose a different solution, a more elegant one than Twinbeard has the capacity for? Just a moment.
Sure, I like to blow things up. Moore's gonna just
Kind
take a
of.
step back.
Moves over to the desk, produces a set of keys, unlocks a drawer, and from within one of the drawers, he pulls out this small vial, this black liquid that when he shakes it a little bit, it begins to turn this like vicious green color before slowly settling back towards black in like the matter of seconds. I've concocted this poison to blind Xanathar. Looks to gauge Earl's reaction.
Is it a poison administered by a wound, ingested?
Ingested. It's ingested. You'd have to add it to a meal, which shouldn't be too difficult. The kitchen staff is overworked.
My question would be, would a paranoid beholder have a meal when we have left a trail? People will realize we're here before long.
Likely. I don't want to act like a divination master. Xanathar keeps to a schedule, and he's due to eat. He eats every couple of hours. As I say, the kitchen staff is overworked.
Do you know what his favorite dish is? She kind of like has a bit of a not wanting to know, but kind of knowing what it is.
Sorry, what was that?
His
It
favorite
spaced out for a
dish.
second.
I said what is his favorite?
As strange as it is, he likes all sorts of delicacies from the city above. Normal food, just in large portions.
Oh, that's what I thought.
The rest of us survive on what the halfling cooks.
I see. I could cook and make good food.
You make one thing, Alua, and I'm not certain you've got it down here.
He said he eats surface food. I don't see why not.
The meals are taken from the kitchen by gazers. They levitate the dish, carry it up the passages. If the gazers detect something wrong, I think the plan, well, so much as it is so far, would be ruined. For that
Okay.
matter, the kitchen staff isn't exactly accommodating. One of you would likely have to sneak in, either disguised as a kobold or invisible. But
You know,
I'm confident that this poison will work. It will blind the eye stalks, not the central eye itself, but the eye stalks for some time. He kind of loses a little bit of his confidence.
you know, I thought particularly good at math. Okay, but in your plan, I see one too many variables that I cannot account for. In our plan, I only have one variable, and that is that the boom goes boom.
getting getting the charges to the required places is dangerous. You'd have to sneak in beneath the beholder's gaze. What is the saying? 10 eyes is better than 2. If you're brave enough for this, to lug a barrel of smoke powder right underneath his nose, then be my guest. But this way, well, it leaves a little vacuum that I can fill and occupy to the benefit of the City of Splinters. It's taken like he's not like he's talking to the surface dwellers by and large. Like he's trying to avoid eye contact with Penny.
Strange, since Penny is right in front of him, but
He's kind of trying to like keep himself like 10 feet away, if he can.
right.
Yeah.
Did he just there imply he would try to take over the organization?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. He wasn't cautious about it. You guys do know that like he seems to be informed of what's going on with the with Thorvin and the guild, the city leaders above. He's suggesting that he could run Xanathar.
Well, go ahead.
I think Mora would kind of look over at Alua, wait to catch her attention, and just gently tap at her temple.
Hi. He's crazy.
If you'd like a space to talk,
I was
Marl
muted.
interjects.
Damn it.
Nope.
Sorry, I was muted. Alua says, yes, he's crazy.
Not entirely worried about crazy. More worried about
Here. Come here. He moves over to one of the one wall. Let me double check what the door is. Kind of goes up to one of the stone bookcases that's against the wall and kind of just firmly presses down on like one spot and then pushes inwards, and the stone bookcase kind of sinks into the wall and swings open to reveal a hidden passage.
Yeah, the entire time he's doing that, making a show of it, Mora's just in Alua's head going, no, I'm more worried about the fact that they're trying to get a foothold down here. The drow right beneath her, the city above, doesn't sound like a good idea. Particularly when...
The smoke powder is in the chamber within. If you want to examine it, understand that I'm not here to betray you, just offer you a alternative, more beneficial and perhaps more permanent solution.
Well, I do have a question in regards to your plan.
He's like eyeing the echo, like he doesn't know what to make of it. It's kind of like stepping away from it. Yes.
Right. So theoretically, suppose we do kill the Xanathar. Do you really think Amirgo and Nihilor are just gonna stand by and watch you
Nihilor's
take
gone.
over?
Nihilor has been out of the lair for the past 3 months. Not long after you uncovered the vault, he fled. There's a new Illithid. It goes by the name of Quizark.
You're telling me that the man with Roman notes is gone?
Oh god. Why is that in Elvish? Lol. Because I have it
Well,
set to
I
Elvish.
understand Elvish, so.
Oh, it's because I had Gnarl selected. He only speaks Elvish and Undercommon apparently, but no, he does Common too. He's been around the city long enough.
Yeah, no, Morris was probably walking over to like begin inspecting the powder and what have you.
It's in the chamber. Yeah, it's like fully
right.
around the corner.
Got to about right here and hearing that. You're telling me the mind flayer with my notes is gone.
If Nihilor has your notes, then yes. I don't know where.
In Dwarven, obviously cursing the entire way, just off into the room to go and start inspecting the powder, like fucking.
Mergo is not a fool, and he's not quite as though he has his own insanities. He's not as lost as the Beholder. He'll be an issue you have to deal with one way or another.
When does he usually leave his chambers?
He's rarely in them unless he's asleep. In these past few months, he's taken to frequently running inspections of the lair itself when he's not busying himself with his toys in the arena.
Tell me about this arena.
What was that, Penny?
Tell me about this arena.
It's just what you would expect from base-minded fools. Some of the prisoners captured by the Xanathar are the ones that aren't deemed suitable subjects for Quizark get taken there, forced to fight for the amusement of the denizens of this lair, for the entertainment of the Beholder who lords himself over this place.
Good to know. Perhaps we could have. Perhaps we could create a good distraction. Well, think about it. Sorry, I'd cut you off there. Ulua was saying something.
She was just going to mind link again with Mora and say, well, when he's out, we could possibly maybe just look around. Maybe we might find something of your notes. Or any indication in general.
Can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth, but I'm more worried about getting out of here and getting Oren back. I can redo the research.
All right. Well, I'll help you.
Kind of look back over her shoulder. Aye, we'll see. I'm gonna say this right now. Anything happens to me, and she'll just kind of reach when no one else is looking and tug on the chain around her neck. You grab this and you run. Alright?
It won't ever happen. Let's go.
But yeah, Mora's just now like going through the room inspecting the powder.
Yeah, you can like this room has like dust and cobwebs kind of filling it. Again, unlit. Very much this like not actively used storeroom kind of thing. A whole bunch of barrels are filled the place, and like this faint scent that smells like you know that like peppery explosive smell. You guys can like pop open one of the lids of these barrels and see that it's filled about 3/4 full with this fine blackish gray powder. And Each keg has a paper label written on the side. Smoke powder.
Alright.
What you see?
Our issue becomes, if we're setting all of this up, and Mora would kind of be speaking not terribly loud, but, you know, if someone's listening in, it isn't impossible to hear either. Getting 9 of these to carry around is going to be a pain in our asses.
Are you talking to where Gnarl might be able to hear?
Yeah.
Okay. The kegs themselves look to weigh about 15 pounds or so total. Gnarl kind of pipes in. It'll take 2 of them at each location. There's 10 locations, 20 kegs.
Harder.
As I said, it would work. Me and Thorvin did the math, but I see a more lucrative and sensible option. After all, the Beholder is a creature of many foul magics. Who is to say that it wouldn't find some means to escape a collapse?
We established that if the Beholder dies, the organization crumbles. There would be still a solid force to be reckoned with.
I don't know that it was established. He's.
Yeah, I guess. Did we establish that? Like the other lieutenants? I guess 2 of them were informants, but the rest are would the organization still fight back at the loss of their leader, or would it dissolve because they have no?
I, the player, would guess that there would probably be a power struggle for someone trying to fill that void.
Yeah, the impression I got when we were with the Open Lady and Blackstaff was that they just wanted Xanathar gone because he's crazy. And he's being super murderous with his gang and shit, right?
Yes, that was kind of accurate. Now, destroying the lair would probably be a major setback as well that would fulfill that, regardless of anything else.
Penny wouldn't say this, but fair's fair. Fair's fair. We kind of hit the Zentarum pretty hard, too.
Yeah.
Well, association with us had the Zentarum get hit pretty hard.
I think at this point, Mora would probably just call out, "Heroes, and here a minute."
Yeah, Gnarl kind of gives a wave.
That's you guys.
You as well, in case Amerigo comes knocking. They don't know about that chamber. And I should be able to talk my way out of the... It was unfortunate, the heroes who came in and stole Thorfinn Twinbeard away. I tried to stop them, but what am I to a band of adventurers? I'm just a scientist, that sort of thing.
I do have one quick question.
Yes.
So, was there a raid? There was a raid, I believe, in the city of Waterdeep, the South Ward, right? South Ward? Dock Ward.
Dock Ward.
Dock Ward.
That captain's the captain of the Dock Ward, yeah.
Yes, the captain of the Dock Ward was taken. Captain possibly Staggett. Do you know where he and perhaps anybody else would have been taken?
Kind of begins with a... you shouldn't bother yourself with that. But go ahead and make a persuasion check. We'll see if he adds on to it. Say it's a 12. Yeah. So he kind of... but if you must know, the captain that was captured recently, it was taken to Kazark's chambers for processing. You should likely forget about him and inform your superiors that if he does turn up, he should be put down.
Yeah, I was hoping that perhaps if we were able to get him out, he would be able to assist, but...
You should focus on the task at hand. He kind of says it somewhat quickly.
That's what I mean. You'd be able to... I'm not that strong.
Can I do a vibe check on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Insight check.
I want to see if he's... intentionally trying to draw away from it, or dismiss it.
Can I assist in that, since I'm kind of...
I'll just say both of you guys
do
can
your
roll.
own, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to do your own here. Well, perfectly average.
Teresa, she's not being like, you get the sense that he is trying to deflect from it, but you don't necessarily get the sense that it's like a secret or anything. He just wants what he's here, like his plan, to be the focus, kind of thing. You don't know that you can trust whether or not Stackett is still alive or anything from him, but he seems to, like, you get together. He's probably telling you the truth about where he is, at least.
How long ago was he brought in?
A few hours, maybe. Time's a strange thing, and I get lost in my research sometimes. It was earlier today. They're still celebrating down in the mess hall at the end of this level.
Sorry, and you said he's been taken to the arena?
The Mind Flayer has been taken to the Mind Flayer.
Oh, he's been taken to the Mind Flayer. Ugh.
They're probably planning to shove a intellect devourer in his head and send him back to the city.
Right. Okay.
Kind of keeps eyeing Penny too. She's like, so the group's kind of heading into the secret chamber.
Yeah. As Alua's light like shifts, Penny's echo like steps towards her, and as the echo steps onto Penny's own shadow, it like melts into it like really quickly too, like a blink and it's gone. And so it just disappears for the moment. Don't take it too far. It'll probably be back.
Yeah, I just hit it. So.
And sorry, so they're checking. I think. Oh, you are such a great and wonderful liar to be able to fool Amerigo. I think you can come up with something. I should stay here and keep an eye on you.
He think that unwise. Amerigo's no fool. If he sees a stranger after whatever destruction you left, he's going to try to haul you away. I doubt that the two of us could stop him.
It's good. Yeah. I need you first to tell me about the princess. She's worried about going in the room. He's gonna lock her in there. She doesn't want to go.
He kind of grimaces. He was trying, like, hoping you'd forget. Yes, the princess. I recognize the name Ovendir. Menzelbaden born, isn't it? There's some young girl that's been taken. The girl was taken to the arena, and the boy to to Kazark.
Okay, Kazark is the Mind Flayer?
Yes.
Right. All right. We have to go to the arena.
That's fine with me. Let's go.
Not right this moment, you lot. Get your asses in here.
If
I don't trust this guy to not lock us in.
you can get yourself out, you just push the door open. It's not that difficult. If you do need to, and whatever plans you need, whatever auxiliary missions you have, you should handle them after you kill Xanathar. After you deal with him. Everything is 1,000 times more difficult with him still in the picture.
All right. Chamisa's still in the middle of the room. That's why she's lingering out here, in case something happens.
Oh, sorry. Are we moving in?
He kind of waves his hand slightly and, listen, I'm not going to betray you now at the 11th hour. I've seen what you lot can do. You beat Xanathar to the Vault of Dragons, and I'm no fool. I know any day that bastard might simply grow tired of me. No, I'm in here for me and for my real employers. Don't worry, I'm not going to betray you.
Alua.
His real employers.
Yeah. Alua mind links with him. And very certainly.
Gnarl? With Gnarl?
Very consciously, she makes sure, like, he sees that she's not necessarily using magic, and she gives him, like, this dead-on stare, like this. That you had better not, or else I'll come after you. And I'm very scary.
Indeed, you lot are. Like I said,
No.
I've seen your work.
Yeah, they're tolerable. I'm scary. I will kill you.
Make an intimidation check.
I will try. Little like 5'2", little shorty snack cakes. The little anger meatball.
The one who just picked up a pink doll.
Yeah, pick the
That's
holder.
very what I'm talking about. That's dangerous.
Okay. Kind of, he's just kind of. I haven't lied to you at all.
Mm-hmm. I'll melt your brain. Okay.
Sorcerers. Kind of mutters.
This is
Go.
all like not verbal.
Talk. Yeah, he kind of mutters sorcerers, so to look like turning away. I mean, he seemed like he kind of gave like a moment of like you gather he does seem to be honest with you guys at this point. Kind of cowed back a little bit from the threat, but like he's like, no, I'm telling you the truth. Kind of before you head outside, try to listen at the door. Marco's a dwarf and tends to talk louder than he needs to. You'll hear him if he's not in here.
Mora just from up here. I swear to God, one more insult. Don't give a fuck who it's from.
Does the group head in?
I think
Little
so.
mind link
Yep.
with Laura again. She said, "I threatened him with his life."
If we're actually considering this,
Slides the thing back in.
if we're truly actually considering this, we're sitting down here for a little while. Gonna look over at Chamista, and you're probably gonna have to help patch someone up. The condition we're currently in, no way we're walking into that and coming out alive. Doesn't matter how blind the bastard is.
I mean, Gnarl said Xanathar eats on a schedule of a couple of hours, so we probably have time to rest up, patch up before we head out again.
Aye, that's what I was thinking, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's gonna take us a lot longer than a couple of hours to get, and she'll motion to the wide array of powder behind her. All of this where it needs to go, and hope they don't move it in the meantime.
Just to play devil's advocate for a moment, or I guess Asmodeus's advocate, for just a moment. If you are truly concerned about your friend Staggett, the longer you wait, the less chance of him still being Staggett.
The more that man spoke, I already believe he's got. And she'll kind of look at Alua and tap at her own forehead like, you remember.
Yes.
It may already be too late. By the time we were able to get that thing out, he'll be identical to the hero we had to put down.
She kind of.
Oh, good.
Go ahead. No.
Oh, she was just maybe, but we don't know until we actually could see and confirm. And if it is Staggett, he could help and assist with what we are planning to do. And if it's not, we'd have to kill him anyway.
All right, Alua, let me put it this way. Look at Chamista. Look at myself. We do anything other than attempt to pick up these barrels and put them where they belong, and that's if we can get them in the places they need to go. We're trusting that Chamista can get 2 of these into the room with Xanathar without Xanathar noticing. I can have him holding 1 when I turn him invisible. 1 will be invisible till it's set down.
You could probably carry 2.
Yeah, I can probably carry
One
two.
of each arm. They're about 15 pounds. Like
It's 15
they're
pounds,
heavy.
yeah.
You're not going to go on like a hike with them, but
Yeah.
a couple hundred feet, you could do it.
The problem with this plan now is that it has become complicated.
I will add though, based on the rolls you guys got with beholders and stuff, you would know that they have like an anti-magic cone. So like invisibility has a chance to just fail by a glance.
Do we know that the anti-magic is the big eye and all the other spooky stuff is the stalks, or I'm just not sure how much information we have.
You know that the anti-magic is the main eye. I've slightly tweaked something, so I don't want to say more than that, but the main eye has anti-magic vision.
And just double checking here, Gnarl said the poison blinds the eye stalks.
And not the big eye.
Gotcha.
We run a risk no matter what we're doing.
Indeed. There is also now the further complication of Raylan being in the arena.
I'm sorry. The what and the who? The princess?
Indeed.
Aye. But again, doing anything before we deal with Xanathar himself is like asking to have the entire of the compound brought down on our asses. If they don't have to fear him anymore, guarantee you we fight a lot less of them.
I mean, I don't mean to be argumentative, but that has been the question we've asked ourselves like many times already and decided that it would be okay. Anyway, I don't mind. Saving Stagit, she shrugs. I don't know Stagit. I don't care. And I am sure that Raylan can survive for another hour. I am fine to wait. However, you seem to be interested in notes that this Nihilor annihilated, if I understood correctly. Now, Raylan, being a princess, is a wonderful bargaining chip to have Trissa locate Nihilor for us. And perhaps I escort you, we kill him and get your notes back? Fair exchange?
I mean, that sounds like a pretty good deal.
I'm not opposed to
I know.
the princess.
Sorry, what'd you say, Kiara?
I'm not opposed to saving the princess.
Yeah, you're a little low.
Better?
Yes.
Okay, cool. My mic does it from time to time. Just let me know. I'm not opposed to saving the princess. Again, the only thing I agree with what that man has said, and kind of looking back towards where the door is, this goes a lot easier if we get rid of the head of the problem.
I agree. I would love to help stag it out, but I think it might be already too late. I think going for the head is the play.
Chamista. Now, normally poison's not something I would go for, but I'm also more used to fighting people than beholders. You feeling confident you could get into the kitchen and get the poison in the food without any of those little ones noticing?
Moore's just gonna wiggle her fingers. Also, can definitely help with that.
I would say I could probably get in, but if I can be invisible, then easy as pie. They shouldn't hear me.
More
knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood.
That's when there's 2 nat 1s. Without that.
I do agree, though. If we can get the Xanathar out of the picture, performing the multiple rescues, it looks like we need to probably be a lot easier. And I don't know how much it'll work, but I do have something that might help if things start to go sideways and we're fighting either the Illithid or the Xanathar and we need to make a break for it, but I don't know if it'll work, and I can only do it once.
Okay, well that's good to know. I mean, I don't know, from our experience, between us and Penny's fighting skill, I think if that head is poisoned, even if it's for a little bit, we should be able to really lay into it hard. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
In that case, come sit your ass down. We're gonna need to rest.
All right.
So the plan is for you guys to take a short rest and then return to Gnarl?
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't hit the button yet, the rest button yet.
We can maybe tell Gnarl that. Say we're gonna go with the poison plan, but we need to rest up first. Yeah, so at least he knows, and we're just not sitting in this room for an hour.
Oh, where are my dice? Let me grab my dice real quick. Oh, they're right here.
Does one plan entirely preclude the other? Can we not blind him and also have explosives set up just in case?
Can these kegs fit inside of Lua's bag of holding?
You just have to be. I can't remember what the rule is. Like they're like,
be able
you
to
know,
fit
like
it in.
Yeah, if you could fit it in, sure, why not? Sure.
I mean, Alua, we could just load these up, and
She's already
If-
trying. She's like,
if we either kill the Xanathar or force him to flee, we can start setting the explosives as Plan B.
Perhaps we empty out your bag beforehand, and that way you just have to turn it inside out. It'll all come.
Do we want to be... I don't know how volatile this stuff is. Do we want 30 crates of smoke powder hitting the ground?
It needs fire.
You know what? I'm gonna backtrack just slightly because I was double checking my notes here. You didn't open the smoke powder thing because on the thing they say do not open.
Oh, never mind then.
But go ahead and make an intelligence check. Maura.
Yeah, sure.
See how much you
I
know
like
about
things that
smoke
go
powder.
boom.
Can Jamista also do that?
Yeah, for sure.
how about Alua?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
she's
no, I
the-
apparently don't.
Sure.
That was a 16 on my screen. by
Anybody
the
who
way.
thinks they might know about explosives.
20.
Kateb
30,
absolutely
20.
does not,
Yeah,
so...
I'm gonna stay with that. Yeah, it's it's quite volatile. Like a heavy impact could set them off. They typically want fire to like explode, but they've been known to just kind of spontaneously explode if exposed to the air in a weird way or something like that, or if it just
great.
shifts
So yeah,
awkwardly.
my 8 goes with what I just said, as Mora. It fits.
Yeah. I mean, so you're pretty confident. You've maybe worked with it in like small doses before to like blow off like a moth or something like that.
Okay, yeah, Jamista would share that with the group.
Yeah, and then Alua would back up saying, like, my father used to use these for excavations, so she'll just start trying to, like, take one really carefully. Surgery.
That's fine. Mora's still sitting on one, so you can't have that one.
Do you want to be sitting on that? You do know you're wearing metal. Dragon,
Hi.
scale, even, red, 5. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, there's a reason Penny's still out in the hallway, like right close to the corner.
How many can Alua get in her bag? Can she get all of them? I mean, they're like terribly.
The bag holding, so yeah.
Bag of
Yeah.
holding can hold like up to 500 pounds, I think. We're going to be carrying 300 pounds.
And if we don't use them, then you have 300 pounds of smoke powder up in Waterdeep.
No.
Epic fluffer nutter.
Like, a pirate ship is getting
Jamista.
blown up if we don't use this.
Chamista, you do know that smoke powder is illegal in Waterdeep. With that roll.
Okay, well, I will also share that.
But I mean, what they're going to search your bag of holding? Just FYI, it's not.
We get caught.
turn it
we're
inside
paying a
out.
fine.
Not legal to have it without like
some-
a permit, kind of thing.
Some poor inspector turns her bag of holding inside out, and then there's just a mushroom cloud in downtown Waterdeep.
What used to be downtown Waterdeep.
Is now known as the crater.
Okay, so what? How do I name this item? Or do you have an item already?
No, I don't. You could just add 20 kegs of smoke powder. At 300 pounds. 15 times 20 is 300. I said it right.
If you don't mind, can we step by step go through what we're doing next?
No,
We
that's a
spent a
good
lot of
idea.
time and I don't really know what we're doing. Sometimes.
Right now, we're sitting down, taking some deep breath. No. No, we're going to accept whatever it is. Narwhal, what was his name? Nar? Is
Well, it's Narwhal now.
we're going to poison the fucker upstairs and then head up there and see what we can't do about him. Not
Okay,
certain
so
what it is you don't understand. After
Well, so
that,
what-
we go through
let's
and
just- want to make sure like we're going straight into the fight with the beholder. We're not gonna, go place explosives or anything before. Okay.
Suppose once we're done, we can see if he's just been fed or is about to be fed. If there's time before, we could set up a couple. Depends on when we're done here.
So I have a question. So for my spell scroll of the haste that I have, should we use it to expedite the placing of these boom kegs, or should I hold on to them for the actual fight itself?
So that's what I intended to have done in the first place. You were going to put that on Chamista.
Mm-hmm.
I make him invisible.
Mm-hmm.
2 birds, 1 stone.
All right.
Mechanics wise, Alex, are we going to be? This might be a spoiler, so feel free to not answer it. Are we going to be playing out every placement of this explosive charge, or is it just going to be like a couple of rolls to see if we don't get caught doing it?
Depending on how you did it, it could be different. I mean, some of these are in very volatile locations, so and depending on if who all is still active in the lair the time of, things like that.
Okay.
I will remind you guys that Gnarl has said that Amerigo likes to run inspections. So if you don't know where he is, he might stumble upon these kegs.
Right.
If he isn't taken care of.
All right, then let's focus on Xanathar then. We will poison him and we'll get into that fight. This place, this is good real estate in Skullport. It is excellent base for a crime boss. And as she's like talking, and we're like in our long rest, she takes out her tankard, her like flask there, and takes like a long draw from it, and then like passes it off to Alua like mid sentence, like intending to like pass it around for everybody to take a swig before we go into battle with a beholder, a powerful beholder. Anyway, and she goes, and by the by, Naro thinks he's going to take over Denethar. No.
Mora's probably laughing the minute she gets the flask in her own hand. But may I ask you, who the hell is selling this to you?
It was a reward from the Lady Trissa to me when we moved into our new home up the river.
You're gonna have to introduce me to this woman. Take a very big drink, and then pass it on.
Okay. Don't hit the short rest quite yet. Just you guys kind of go ahead and begin the short rest though. At this point.
Aye.
Oh, I think we were going to tell Gnarl that the plan was at least to patch up some wounds, but
we're gonna zoom out away from the players and just a few dozen feet over, zoom back into Gnarl's office as a heavy fist kind of hammers at the doorway. The drow seated at his desk. The drow seated at the desk, kind of, what's going on here? Who is it? The dwarven voice calls out. Gnarl, open this door right this instant. He kind of yells it. He's a loud dwarf. Like, it isn't just dwarves are loud. It is this guy is a loud dwarf.
I know, but Moore's just had enough.
Stands up, heads over, and what proceeds is a bit of a conversation as Amerigo, standing in armor, this massive helmet with like minotaur horns grafted to it, great axe strapped to his back, talks to the wizard as 6 Xanathar thugs move into the room and begin examining the desk or the workspace. I'm gonna make a roll for him. They're a little bit inebriated though, so they have disadvantage.
Who's inebriated? Oh, they are. They are inebriated?
Good. Yeah, they are. Rolled a natural 20 and a 5. They do not discover the location, the secret room. So they kind of these thugs kind of move around, kind of kick at the desk a little bit. When one kicks out, oh shit! And the other's like, "What did you think was gonna happen, Jeremy?" However, the conversation
Fucking Jeremy.
between the dwarf and the drow, there's been intruders, Gnarl, and your escorts are missing. Actually, kind of look past it to the Grell. Indeed, they accosted me. They were here to save Thorvin Twinbeard. And this conversation kind of continues. I want somebody to go ahead and roll a d20 for me. And
Who
can
wants to do
add.
it?
Oops,
I mean,
Sure.
one sec. Let me tell you what to add, if anything. Add a +4, d20 +4. This is a deception check for Amerigo for Gnarl, rolls a 10, versus Amerigo's insight.
This is gonna go
Oh,
bad.
Why did we
I
let
mean-
Lua do it then?
I mean,
Good point.
I mean,
I-
and looking at it this way, Penny, Gnarl's probably not taking over at this rate.
He has a +2. He rolls a 13. So, the short rest passes without incident,
arcane recovery, by the way.
of course. You guys can go ahead and
Sorry,
click
did
that
you
and
roll
roll
a
your dice, etc.
13 +2?
He
or-
rolled, Amerigo rolled an 11 +2 for a 13 against a 10.
Wow, okay.
So,
Oh, wait.
so what you guys know is simply that. Well, you guys don't know any of this. You guys are taking your short rest.
Do we hear Amigo leave or come in and leave?
No. There's nothing. To take your short rest, you guys would have to be like,
well,
a bit away, taking your time.
Alua
things
didn't
like that.
get hurt, so she's putting the stuff in her bag. Never mind.
Yeah, it's kind of just over this time period that happens. At what point you guys can
Did
discover
we
what
get a short
happens.
rest?
Yeah, the short rest concludes without incident. For you guys, we'll see the rest of the story.
Whoa!
Look at that. Look at that.
This is some good.
Okay, because I always
Oh,
screw this
no.
up.
Buffets.
Since I take half my level +1, I get 4 levels for my arcane recovery, correct?
No, you get 4.
Okay. I get the
7.
+1 from my book.
Yeah.
So,
Then I will
Right.
also do sorcerer points so that I can get a few spell
Sure.
slots back.
You can do that anytime, not strictly during a short rest, but whenever
I just
you want
wanted
to.
to make sure
Yeah.
it was clear that I was doing it, just in case people
Sure
are like
thing.
counting
thing.
spells.
Guys, my dice got me perfectly back up to my max.
I'm missing 2 health, but I'll be fine. I have all my 3rd levels back. I got counterspell for a little while at least.
Ooh, that's smart.
Alright. Alright.
We didn't actually have the poison yet, did we?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
So if he's not in there, yeah, at the moment I think Mora would, once everything looks alright, kind of rolling her shoulders. Alright, Tumius, to see if you hear anything on the other side of the door.
Yeah,
The rest of
I
us
will.
make a bit
I
of
will
noise.
go and.
Make a stealth check.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
advantage.
I was gonna say.
Wait, before everybody goes, remember, since we are dealing with things that go boom and there's fire, if anyone has a burn, we do have the burn soothe ointment. Please remember to have that on hand if you get hurt. That's it. That's my PSA.
So we will what?
Burn soothe ointment that we purchased like whatever sessions ago.
Before coming down here, when we emptied out the potion shop.
Yep.
Right, yes. Okay, I'm rolling stealth advantage.
Yeah, because you're through a wall.
Oh, are you
Wow.
kidding me?
Kind of sneak up. You don't hear anything on the other side.
I'm gonna open the door a crack, I guess.
Opening the door crack, you see Gnarl sitting at his desk, and a quick scan shows you that the room is empty.
Okay.
He looks quickly over his shoulder towards you, though. There's been a complication. Kind of waves you all in, though.
Yeah, okay, we go in.
The Mergo did come knocking. About 10 minutes ago. He, lacking any evidence, he couldn't do anything to me. Yeah, but I think he intends to spend the rest of the day in our master's. And he kind of mockingly draws out the term. Our master's lair. So there's that. He's also posted a few guards about the lair. But I don't think that changes anything in the end.
You
Well, so
did say
now sorry, go ahead.
You did say that one way or another we'd probably have to take care of him before all of this happened anyways, so...
Exactly. I didn't necessarily plan on you to take a nap inside, but as was necessary. I've still got the poison. He kind of unlocks his desk, pulls it out. The kitchen is just down the hallway. A few closed doors. A few very stupid kobolds and gazers. If one of you can slip this into a drink, into his meal, shouldn't matter. As long as he consumes it, he'll be blinded. It will work. I'm not entirely sure how long. It could be anywhere from hours to minutes, depending on how well his body adapts to the poison. Even without his eye stalks, Xanathar is a dangerous creature. Don't underestimate him. Kind of holds out the poison.
We still will collect it, I guess.
Aye.
Well, okay. You still have your spells? You will join us in the fight, yes?
I'm not a fighter. No.
Of course not. You're a wizard.
Oh, you're a lover. I get it.
Make an intimidation check, I think, from Penny. Right. She's kind of trying to...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a DC 20. But somebody else might want to help.
Oh,
Before she rolls.
Alua can like totally poke in his head. Like, I'm here. I'm back. Watching you.
I don't know that would help him fight. I think that just scares him. Yeah, he's just he kind of. I'll tell you.
So close.
I'll head up to the audience chamber. It's just outside his own chambers. Stay close enough to where I can hear a bit of what's going on. Once I hear his dinner arrive, I'll let you all know through my spells.
Right.
All right.
Amerigo is quite a fighter. He is bold and confident. Shake his confidence, bloody him up a bit. And I think some of his resolve will fail, so I wouldn't expect him to throw away his blade as long as Xanathar lives. He idolizes the Eye Tyrant. Inside the chamber itself, there's a fungus that permeates the air. Magical fungus that you can't miss. These purple motes. People have been known to go a little bit insane inside the room. Be careful. Keep your wits about you.
Oh no.
All right. Avoid
All
the
right.
glowing purple shit.
I don't know that it can be avoided.
Give me a handkerchief. Can I tie a bandana around my face? Find something to.
Alua would totally
You
do that.
can. I imagine you probably have something like that would work. That would
Yes.
work for that. You're not sure if it would matter for this effect, but
Alua holds up a pink one.
Yeah. Wraps it around her head, her mouth, holds it up like a mask. Like she's. Yeah. And now social distancing.
I mean, you have the perfect weapon for it.
I do.
Actually, you know what? Penny, make a nature check for me.
Okay.
See if you can identify this effect being described.
No.
Yeah, kind of like, yeah. There's fungus in the Underdark. Don't fuck around.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's kind of what I figure. So, like, it seems like a good reaction. She might not know what it is or what it does, but she doesn't want it in her lungs.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's all she knows.
All right, I'll leave you all to it and head upstairs. Avoid the eastern halls, where Kazarks is. I understand from what Amerigo says that the Illithid is quite delighted in its new batch.
I hate mindful ears.
Stupid creatures that they are. Arrogant. Right, so Nara will leave. And leave you guys alone in the room.
Any clues to when the next feeding time is?
He said a couple of hours, and when we were downstairs the first time, the food was supposed to arrive. How long ago was that, DM?
About an hour.
Okay, so probably about an hour.
All right.
And so Emergo is in the room with Xanathar.
That's what Darl said.
So that means we could potentially have 2 hours to roam the base without Emergo looking for us.
About 1 hour.
Okay.
2 hour feeding cycles.
Okay. Yeah. We could.
All right, but keep in mind, every person we run into is someone who's going to attempt to take us down, and that's wounds we may not be able to deal with before having to deal with Xanathar himself. Not opposed to it, simply letting you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mora's gonna look over at Chamista. You wanting to get that done now or later?
I
The
think
poison.
the closer it is, the less time people have to check. We won't want to cut it too close, but
Mora will nod. All right. And
think-
attempt to keep a mental clock on the time. In that case, I'm following a lot of you. Won't be entirely unresponsive, but my main focus is getting this done and dealt with. I want out of here.
Let's go.
Yep, Mora's staying in the middle of the group. She's not leading. She's not the caboose. Someone else gets to have fun.
Just to wrap up, like make sure I presented this well. One of you guys. Oh, you guys are still going to move about. Sorry, I spaced out for a second. He did mention you posted guards as well.
That's what Mora was, trying to remind them of. Like, she's not opposed to it, but she's not leading the way.
Should we just try to find some clothes and maybe we could, maybe we could pose as one of the ruffians or something?
Do you remember the last time you tried to dress up Alua?
Well, now that I know what they look like.
I didn't exactly bring a change of clothes.
I have a bag here that can hold almost anything. You put your own clothes in here and we just change into one of theirs.
Into
I don't
whose?
exactly. She's gonna look around.
I
No, I'm just
don't
saying
think
if-
Gnarl's clothes would fit most of us.
No,
I haven't
if
exactly
we
got an
find
hourglass
extra.
figure.
What are you talking about? All men have the same. You can wear it and just put a belt. You're fine. We just have to find them. Just saying, if we find anything.
Katep looks from Alua to the
There's a lot to
7-foot
unpack
tall
there.
drow that's like more muscular than he is. I'm just like, I don't think that's the issue here, Alua.
She doesn't get it. She's like, well, just if we find clothes, that's all. That's all I'm saying.
Again, to find clothes, we run the risk.
What
As I said,
are
if-
those clothes?
Hmm?
Okay.
What are the what?
Yeah, I don't mind if we just want to wait and cut it close. We're gonna have to fight our way in there if there's guards.
Aye.
Oh, that's
So we
true.
can
Well-
wait till we know he's blinded and then fight our way in.
Aye, that's what I'm
If
thinking.
if we're sending Shamista into the kitchen invisible, he can take a look on the way and back
That is
for
entirely
where the
true.
guards are posted. Hopefully, we can get a pathway that's not as traveled, get into position so that when Nao gives us the signal, we can rush in without too much conflict on the way.
Mora, how long can I stay invisible?
I can afford an hour.
An hour. Okay. So that gives me loads of time. I can do some recon. I don't want to be wandering around too freely, but if I can gather as much information as possible before we go in.
Mora
That
just
would
kind of
be-
wiggles her fingers. All right, come here. I will be officially out of my second levels, however.
Outside of game, how long does invisibility last? Does it
An
last
hour.
an hour? Okay, so you just have the one slot.
Yeah, I could technically upcast it after that, but trying to save my thirds for counterspell.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, we doing this, team? We ready?
Aye. All right.
I think so.
Step up to Jamista and just grab my book, briefly flip to a page and go, hold still, tap.
And Alua will
In
mind link
my
to
book.
Shamista as well. She'll just be like,
Before the invisibility. There you go.
yes, exactly. Before the invisibility happens, she mind links and says, if you need anything, just holler.
The long range one, right?
Yes, the long range one.
I was about to say, like, there's 100 feet on the normal and the limitless one, but yeah, several miles for the other.
Yeah.
I think you have a few hours of that, right, per rest? Or is it a few minutes worth of that? I think it's hours, right?
I think it's hours. I think we.
Yeah, I think
had
it's
it,
hours.
Like
Yeah.
with it rolled up.
Well,
with
you're
my-
using the one with the sorcerer soul is the one that
Yeah.
goes huge distances. Yeah, I think it's hours. All right. Yeah, Chamisa, you'll take helm for a little bit.
Okay.
Open the door. Kind of the hallway beyond is empty.
Door opening.
You can.
There's a cell phone on the other side of the door.
Yeah, Jesus.
It's the elevator going like open.
Those
Yeah,
Kuatoa that operate the crank elevators
Right.
get some really wild sounds going.
The birds go off in the distance. Oh shit, we've been spotted. All right, yeah, you can open the door though and head out into the hallway. No rolls initially, as the hallway is empty.
To get through the door.
You
map
have to
we
open
were-
it first.
That would help.
The map we were given, was there any indication as to what the room across from us is?
Nope.
Or, okay, just X marks, not what's whose room and yada yada. Okay,
Yep.
that's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Sorry, can you remind me where the kitchen is?
You're told it was at the end of the hallway, which you would gather probably the long way to your west.
So this way? Okay.
We can head
We'll
to that
wander
door
down there.
without issue.
Apparently I won't. Oh, I can't move.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm flying.
I just dragged you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'll do the classic listen at the door, see what I hear.
Sure thing. So to expedite this, we'll just use your I'll just kind of go with it. Like there's people are being loud at this
My
point.
passive stealth, 21.
Passive perception and stuff, just to keep things going quickly, not to hide things from you. On the other side, you kind of hear pausing to listen. These are just plain wooden doors, nothing special about them. Gaps on the bottom, except you hear like a knife hitting a table, some low commentary in a language I don't believe you understand. No, some language beyond, and a language that's like familiar sounding, but not one that you speak. You've heard it before up in Waterdeep. Just some singular voice, kind of maybe humming or singing something low under their breath. But you hear like what you could imagine to be like knives hitting a table or chopping up something, things like that. Kitchen sounds. The door itself is just closed. There doesn't seem to be any obvious locks on it, no traps. nothing like that.
All right. I guess I'll open it a crack. Peek
Okay.
in.
At this point, it will be a stealth if you want to
Okay.
avoid obvious notice of the inhabitant.
Yeah. Does invisibility give me?
It allows you to stealth in plain sight. It doesn't give you advantage.
Right. I see. Okay. Yes.
I think they get disadvantaged to
Fuck
notice you.
off.
Even with the 15, this figure, you kind of slowly open the door. I mean, 15 is pretty good. Kind of.
I just rolled a 3 and a 4 on the last stuff.
Look
Why did 3 and a
around.
4 on the last
Look
stuff?
around slightly. You just see a halfling busying around a table, just kind of like cutting up like not very great looking vegetables and like throwing them into a pot that's over a fire on one side. Very cramped kitchen space. There's 2 hallways. Hallway that goes further west, and then you hear noise around the corner to the north.
What kind of noise? Like
Just
cooking
kind of like,
noise, like
yeah,
people
like
noise.
a bit more frantic. Again, like this conversation in a language you don't speak, but it's just like kind of sounds high pitched and like frantic to an extent. Still somewhat faint because it's a bit away. You would gather, but from what Gnarl said, you can maybe surmise that this is the halfling as he's just cooking. At one point, he looks up, stares right at you. At the open door, and just goes, I hate this place. Just keeps cutting. He's like sweating profusely as he's trying to prepare this meal.
So Gnarl said that the rest of us eat what the halfling cooks.
Yes.
Did that imply that Xanathar eats something else, or like?
Yeah, that would be a reasonable.
So I don't poison the halfling food. Okay, I'm gonna creep in then and see if I can't. Oh God, explore
Sure.
around the corner. Peek my head around the corner.
This stealth check was for this room, so you can move around this room, and he doesn't seem to notice you. Now you see the main kitchen. You turn the corner, look down the hallway. You see a frantic work of energy as maybe like a half dozen or so kobolds frantically like skitter across this much more lavish kitchen with like all these nice ingredients like meats and like pristine vegetables and fruits, just like this very elaborate spread as they're like chopping it up, doing all sorts of like kobold things, where it's like one's like, I got the turkey, throws it, the other one catches it. You do see standing against the back wall a guard just kind of very lazily eyeing the group. No weapons drawn, just one of the Xanathar thugs just watching.
Okay. I guess I will creep closer.
Okay. Go ahead and make another stealth check. This time for this kitchen area.
Okay. Stealth.
This time it is a contested roll against this guard. Oh, well,
there we go. 23.
Yeah. So you for now you can move about unseen. You gather.
Okay.
You're gonna have to be kind of careful as like the kobolds are like moving this way and that, but getting closer, you can very plainly see like this large silver platter that they're like putting food, like the beginnings of like there's already like some like potatoes or something on as they continue to work. There's several like large goblets, maybe like 2 large goblets as well, go along with it. It looks like they're feeding a bear, but I mean they're feeding a beholder, so it's a lot of food.
This gazer in the corner I see here.
Yep, there's 2 gazers. Yep, one in this corner, one in the far one.
Where's the other one?
Far corner.
Oh, I see. To my knowledge, they don't have any kind of through invisibility sight, right?
To your knowledge, they're just kind of up there, just kind of watching with their little eye stalks. They don't respond to your presence as you creep closer.
Okay. Yeah, so like Alua suggested, Chimista will be doing his best to give a play-by-play. Sorry, just gets beat by a flying turkey. Yeah. Chase is doing his best to give a play-by-play to the group. He might ask, describing the room, do I place the poison now, or do I give a bit of time for the food to be a little more prepared?
Alua, excuse me. Alua will. She'll be like, Roger, Roger.
Oh my god.
Hold a moment, sir. He's asking if we should put in the poison now, or should we wait until the food is a little bit more cooked? I
If
vote
there's
for
a
now.
if there's a dish that's already prepared, it might be safe to do it now.
I'm gonna agree with. Why can I suddenly not remember your character's name?
Chimista. Oh wait, Katep.
No, Katep. Balls. I kept going up like glass. No, wrong name. No, I agree with him. If they're still tasting and testing stuff, if it comes up, they suddenly go blind. It's gonna be bad news.
Okay, so then, poison. So then, a soup perhaps towards the end.
Something already ready.
But I'm afraid
You.
wait, it's a color though. If it's going over something, it's going to change the color.
Did we get a look at this poison? Is it colorless?
Black
Is
then
it
green.
It was black and it
Black
turns
and
green
green.
when you shake it.
Yep.
Okay.
So it has something of a similar color and strong enough that it blocks any odor.
So like a grilled meat or a soup probably would be the best if
Soup, yeah.
You said, Alex, there's potatoes that are already done.
Go ahead and real quickly make an insight check for me, Chimista, as you watch these kobolds in action.
Okay, an insight check, eh? Whoa!
So as you kind of are watching, like these kobolds, like they know, like it's almost like they might have a cookbook somewhere or something, but like they're not good at their job. Like they're making stuff, and like the ingredients are really nice, but like like one of them is like goes over with like this big like tub of salt, and just like pours some onto the potatoes briefly,
Oh,
like just like a lob, and one like bonks them with the tanker. No, you don't add that. Add butter, and just holds up a stick and just like plants it down in the salt in the
cooking me
potato.
is pissed.
There's
The
a
kobolds,
solid
not cookballs.
right. There's a solid chance. I mean, they might notice something, but they probably wouldn't. It's a slim chance that they'll that they wouldn't just accept the arrival of a new thing.
Okay.
They're not very smart.
They're real dumb.
Yeah,
They got 7 intelligence and 8 wisdom. They're not great.
So can I just find something that looks mostly prepared, but looks kind of gnarly enough that they wouldn't notice poison and
Sure,
actually-
we'll say there's like a gravy that they're
Did,
gonna pour onto a turkey.
Did Narwhal mention whether it needs to be like concentrated or whether it can spread it out like decently?
You guys didn't ask,
Didn't ask.
but he didn't specify either.
I would ask that to the group. It's like, or he's still in that room, right?
no, he went to the observation
Right.
observation
Yeah,
chamber.
to
Thank
the
you.
chamber that you met him in,
Okay.
Okay.
audience chamber.
So then,
Uh,
what if we put a little bit on multiple things, so it doesn't have like a blatant taste if he takes one bite of something?
Right, but what if it's not strong enough and it
What's
doesn't?
in the goblets? Oh,
Wine.
sorry. Did you wine?
Oh, I meant to say, if
Really?
all of it's going to him, if we are able to spread it out over 3 meals, not or dishes, is what I mean.
Shamisa, you're a rogue. I'll give you the benefit. Typically, you're going to want to make sure it's like you don't want to dilute it too much.
Oh,
Yeah, that was my intuition, but okay, so I feel like he's pretty good bet that he's guaranteed to drink a wine, right? Or like whatever beverage is being served with it.
I don't know.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. He's gonna eat the food. He's a beholder. He's just gonna chow down on it.
Okay, so I will fucking
You don't have to overthink
the
this
gravy.
one.
I'll spike the gravy, I guess.
Okay. You go ahead and make
I'm poisoning the food.
go ahead and make a sleight of hand check at advantage because you're invisible. It's gonna be against the bandit to see if he sees something weird happen. He won't. He's a bandit.
A 26.
No, he
Yeah.
won't.
Oh look, I rolled a natural 18 for like a fucking 19 or something. Who the fuck cares?
Wow.
But it's like, unfortunately, interacting with it cancels your invisibility, and you suddenly appear in the kitchen.
If only. No, it does not count as an attack or casting a spell, so you're good.
All the kobolds turn at you and start chanting into the pot.
Probably yes. Probably yes.
Brilliant.
We'll go ahead and say you successfully kind of slide it in there. Nobody seems aware or obvious. Just for fun. One of the like as you're like kind of making your way back, like making sure you're not bumping into anybody, judging paths and stuff, and still staying quiet. You do see one kobold go over to the. You went to the wine. Or the gravy.
I decided on the gravy after.
One of them takes like a big like notices something. And it's like, God, it's so good. Just like falls over, like excited. Nobody else seems to really notice. One of them kicks the other one. Get up. He doesn't, but
Oh my god.
you can head out. If you
Okay.
like.
How long has it been?
We'll say that all in all, and like being careful enough, since you did have a bit of conversation, making sure you didn't like trip over a kobold or have somebody bump into you. 5 minutes.
Okay, so I have a long time left.
Have fun exploring, just don't get your ass caught.
Yeah, that's my only concern. So we know the route to the lair, right?
Aye.
We know the back door exists. This is kind of me talking outside of game. We know the route to the back door exists. We have narwhal in place to let us know when the food goes in. So basically, we can just be hiding in that entrance tunnel and wait for the go ahead, right? We have a way. Do we have a way to that secret entrance tunnel?
Not really.
We can either go through the audience chamber.
We could go hang out in Amigo's room again.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know he's not in it.
I will
That's
say
true.
the safest route that it looks like we have at the moment is immediately up the stairs. We either go back into the audience chamber and just immediately into the room, or we hook ourselves around, and I'm just going to ping so everyone's drawn there real quick, to there. Like, we can come up and not have to go through the other side, but hook around to the left and just come through there. But we were told to be waiting near the audience chamber so we can hear Gnarl react and know when to go in.
He said he'd
Yeah.
contact you with magic when it's
Oh,
time to go.
Yeah. But when he says it's time to go, we should be quick.
Yeah, because
Can
we
we
don't-
get to here? Is there a secret passage that leads up here?
I'm sorry, where?
How do I? Yeah, there.
There goes. It's not a secret passage. That was just a entryway to what you guys guess is the recreation hall, where you
Oh,
heard
right,
those
okay.
dozens of voices,
Yeah, when we
or
heard
rather, not
react.
dozens, several voices. Actually, at that one time it was.
Yeah, so we can honestly we could probably just hide out in this freaking staircase, and then we have a good escape back to the office if we need.
I will say, I have to accidentally mute myself. If given the option, perhaps seeing Chamisa going and trying to see what the guard looks like in the general vicinity of up there anyway.
Sure.
Not
Okay, I can do
necessarily
that.
going too far in, but just a little bit to be like, are there guards there or here in the general areas we know where we're going to need to go?
And we
Okay, so
probably
I'm-
don't want to hang out in the stairwell because they probably have to bring the food up that staircase.
Oh, you're 100% right. Yeah, you're right. So they're probably gonna. Oh, I see. That's why you said to tuck around here. Okay,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go up, explore a little bit of the upstairs, and see if I can't see where guards are posted, etc., etc.
All right. How are you? You're just going back up the staircase that you already been down?
I think so. Yeah, that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure of another way up.
I could like see if there's another way through the kitchen. I see there's
By all
an
means.
opening there.
It might be safer to check the route we know than go
That's what I
exploring
was
for a
thinking.
second route.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah.
So
but
I'm
it's
sure
your
I'll-
gonna come back.
so.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back through here, go back the route we came, and see what our.
I'll go ahead and just drag you there, so you don't have to.
Yeah,
Well, it looks
so,
like it's moving pretty quick right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just take the same path we came in, basically.
Sure. As you kind of get back to this point, you can catch glimpses of the rooms beyond with the fish-like people. Very quick glimpses. They're no stealth check needed at this point. They're not very observant. They seem to be a bit more on the alert, though. They're not kind of middling about as much as they seem to be at a quick look. Yeah.
Okay. And so they are kind of scattered through this area, right?
That's right.
Can they like see the stairway from the angle?
Barely, not really. There's pillars in the way.
Okay.
In theory, they could, but they don't seem to be the most observant. As you do get to here, though, you do see that a guard is posted at the entrance to the audience chamber, this main hallway.
Okay, good to know. I'm just gonna kind of explore this area a little.
It's just a few pillars.
Yeah.
You would know that layout from the map as well.
Yeah. Oh, right.
But now it's on this map, so that's fine.
Okay, so I see the one guard there. I'm gonna get a little closer to see if I can't see if there's any more guards in this ring hallway.
Okay, it's a stealth check.
Okay.
You're fine. As you kind of approach, you do see that once you get into the main hallway here, there's a doorway to your right that a door guard is standing in front of. Also there, and you might be able to see another guard at the far end of the hallway to the northwest.
Like here-ish?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't quite, but
Yeah, you would be able to see him just by moving around.
Yeah,
So
I'm
the
just seeing
northwestern area.
Oh, I think
And these
I
guys
saw one
are
right here.
These guys are on alert. Like they are standing more or less at, like, they're not like at attention by like a normal soldier stance, but for like bandits and thugs, they are alert.
Okay. Okay. So Jimisa would keep sharing that.
One kind of
info.
calls back over his shoulder. You see anything up there, Jeremy? Nah, but my foot still fucking hurts.
Classic Jeremy.
What a schmutz.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, the audience door is closed. The audience chamber.
Yes, I assumed. Okay. Relaying this to my team. Where do I go from here? Do I keep exploring, or we basically haven't mapped out as much as we want?
I mean, having the map and knowing it loops around, maybe see if there's as much guard presence there as there is to the right.
Like over here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can do a little closer inspection over there.
All the doors you see are closed.
Okay.
Got it.
So poking my head over this way.
Look at the cute frog!
I'm gonna say it's gonna be another stealth check
Oh, stealth
to
check,
avoid notice of these guys to make sure you're quiet enough.
Oof.
Ooh, let me see what their passive perceptions are.
Ruh-roh.
All right, so as you kind of get up to this corner, you hug the pillar just a little bit too tight, maybe like bang your elbow slightly. You manage to avoid like gasping in pain, but a few of these fish people kind of look up from where they are, kind of turn their attention elsewhere. They look that way, they don't notice you, but it's a very close call.
Okay.
You can see these creatures, by the way. They're these just monstrous, like looking humanoids. Like the upper half of a fish and the lower half of like they're centaurs, but with a fish and a human instead of a human and a horse. They're armed with these. Some of them with these like grotesque staffs with like claws on the end of them, like crab claws at the end of them. Their mouths are full of like just very sharp teeth, like gloops of slime kind of dribbling off of them and with drool.
I don't want to fight those.
Some other ones have spears, like and nets, kind of wrapped around at their waist, like combat ready nets that they might try to throw on people, things like that. You can see. I will allow you to move up to here, and you can see very faintly in the southeast through the bars of a cell door, a drow strapped to a chair. And to the northeast, you can see
a what strapped to the chair?
A drow strapped to the chair down here.
Does it look like perhaps a drow princess?
Make a perception check. Very distant. Excuse me.
Perception. Oops, that's a nature check.
Impossible to really make it out. They're like strapped to a chair to where you can't really make out gender. They've got a few like bits of blood, like cuts across their face, and you can't even tell if they're alive or dead. And with the same roll, I'll say you can also see kind of laying, like holding the bars of their cell, a human figure to the northeast, again through like these cell doors that are just like metal bars to the northeast. And you recognize Captain Staggett.
Can I tell what kind of condition he looks in?
Just kind of played off that same role. He doesn't look good, but he's like leaning forward, kind of with his hands around the bars, for you would assume he's not dead. But other than that, like his head's bowed, his hair's kind of down, covering his face. He's in like his underclothes, like tunic and plain trousers, breeches.
Okay.
He might very well be unconscious. Like he's not moving, but it'd be a weird position to be dead in.
Okay,
So
that's good to know, I guess.
I'll just add too for flavor through the eastern doorway. You see like this like eerie greenish glow underneath the door.
Beneath the door of
the eastern doorway.
Okay.
You see, like these creatures kind of speak to each other in like some like monstrous tongue that you don't understand, and a couple of them begin walking your way slowly, investigating a noise they heard.
Okay. Well, with that, I think I will take my retreat.
Sure, it's kind of the same role. You avoided them overall, so you can escape without issue.
Yeah, I will. I'll wander back to the office if you want to just drag me there.
Okay.
And re-report those findings. I'm not going to reveal myself because I don't have to.
Sure, we'll say that took another. You have about 50 minutes of invisibility left.
50?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that I'm back in here, I'm here.
A little freaks out.
He does a classic like tap her on the opposite shoulder, but then be on the other side.
She looks, doesn't see anything, punches the air. Probably misses.
Make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Tee.
I don't think
Roll a d20. Roll a d20.
Oh,
don't think it's necessary. This guy would probably be like doing it on purpose.
Probably. Let's find out. Almost certainly.
Okay. Is it strength?
Yeah, it's a strength check. At disadvantage.
I'm about to say. Actually not bad.
No. 12 avoid. He's able to avoid it.
All right. Enough, you two. So it looks like we're... Ah, damn it.
So you said 3 gods the way we came, and 6 or 7 of those fish people. If we were to hang a right coming out of the staircase.
Yeah. I don't know what our best bet is, but I don't know. I'm worried that if we engage in a fight in either area, we might get company from the other group. What do you guys think?
Saw about a dozen fish people.
Okay. I wonder if we could somehow enter the secret passage door and block the main door while we fight Beholder and Xanathar and Amigo. Perhaps we could contact Narwhal for some information.
I'm afraid my magic is not... Ain just kind of look at Alua. For contacting anybody, you talk to that one.
Which one?
You.
No. Who am I talking to?
Narwhal.
Oh, okay.
We might want to get the words down first before you go doing that, but...
Or we plan to have so if we open the door and before Chimista his invisibility wears off, if we can distract the blind Xanathar in perhaps conversation for a moment to have that explosive set by the door and then detonated to keep the guards and all the other things out and while we handle the boss.
Actually, that's a good idea. We could set off one of the charges and draw some of the guards away from the hallway.
Oh.
We could do that. And then we could
God,
close off 2 doors with one explosion if done
Interesting.
right. And more will point at the map where the secret entrance and the entrance to the audience chamber connect. 2 doors. So the only way to get in is the way we get in.
If we wanted to go the extra mile, we could set off the distraction charge to get the guards away at an actual structural weak point that we were going to hit if we don't manage to actually kill the Xanathar while he's weakened.
Alright. So, Alua, you fill up to, well, no, because he doesn't have it on him at the moment. You think they're gonna notice 2 floating barrels going around?
Pardon?
Maybe if we cover them with a sheet?
So, 2 miniature floating ghosts? What are you thinking, Alua?
Yes, I mean, a lot of people are afraid of ghosts. Spooky shit and stuff, you know? I think they're fascinating.
Alright. Definitely doable, but we have to remember. Or not remember. Okay. I'll be giving up another spell for this. But he would need to come visible for this, my idea to work either way. He comes visible, we give him a couple of charges to run off with. You haste him before I put him invisible. He runs off, sets it, is able to make it back while we're booking our way up there as it is.
No, it may be worth waiting until the food is close to being delivered.
Oh,
if there's an explosion, I don't know if the Xanathar would keep to his schedule no matter how strict he might be on that.
Hence the haste
Guards
spell.
I mean, yeah, we shouldn't be planting in the explosives until he's eaten. We need to ensure that our advantage is in place.
Because I'll be perfectly honest with you. There is a wonderful little spot that looks like it'll block off quite a few people. and draw a decent amount of attention. If you guys look at the map that we were given by the DM, right next to the audience chamber, which means
Could you ping
we've
it?
set it up right here is where it would be on our actual map.
Yes.
We set it up there, but a little further up north, so hopefully we can still get through that passageway.
Okay, now
Poke
to dial
around.
back real fast. This layer is very well made. That's why you have to set all these different explosions. One
Right.
singular explosion might not cause all that much damage.
We're hoping.
Like it probably wouldn't cause a collapse. Maybe a single large explosion would, like with a lot of gunpowder or smoke powder. But
I mean, there is that one of the other pillars in that circular room, more towards the northern side or past that the circular hallway outside the audience chamber. There is a spot that we were supposed to detonate anyways that might still serve as a distraction point.
Can ping on our actual map.
How do I do the
Close
drag ping thing?
Shift click. That's the reason mine does it all the time, because mine is.
So
All right.
there's one of the pillars in the room.
3 of the people.
And up in that hallway, that closed door is another point, which I don't know if those are stairs or just a room, but
No, I see that.
that was the stairs that led up into the sewers of Waterdeep.
Oh, gotcha.
He has to get through 3 people to reach that northern one, and then no telling how many if he manages to get through that door or through that open way. I was looking at the 2 spots that were close enough to potentially cause a distraction, but we'd have to have more powder than he can carry to actually collapse it.
Well, he can carry all of them with the bag of holding.
That is true. He could, if Alua was fine with him borrowing her bag for a while, he could technically have all 30 kegs.
So we set it up. Well, we might lose the bag of holding, but you could like set up some so like it's like dumps all the kegs out at once in a spot. Boom. But you can't be anywhere near it when that happens.
Yeah, you don't quite got evasion yet, buddy.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna just block that door.
You know what we can do? We can go ahead and take a
Block
break.
that door and come in this way.
And we can talk about it more thoroughly off camera while we take a break.
Oh,
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. Break time and now. We're alive.
Hey!
Hello, hello.
All right, welcome back. The group makes their final plans. What did you guys decide on?
Mad dash.
Y'all
We
just gonna
just-
wait until the signal?
Wait for the signal and make a mad dash for it.
Maybe have the invisible Chimista pop one of the guards as we make a run for it, but then I think we're just going in and hoping the thugs are a little too scared to follow us in.
Okay.
We'll maybe
Well.
try to block the door a little bit from the inside.
Well,
Because we actually have this door here as well to block.
an hour later, so your invisibility fades. Oh man, who would Gnarl get a hold of? I think Alua. I think Alua left a pretty good impression, actually.
Didn't Alua also speak in his head?
She did. She did. That was part of leaving
True,
the
but
impression.
she threatened him. I feel like that speaks to him, like, just like home.
Maybe. Alua, you hear Gnarl's voice. Now, get up here, quickly.
Right, we
Don't
go.
Xanathar.
Me, and then she'll say,
Go
Meow.
ready.
Let's do this then.
Yeah. All right, we rush in.
All right. I can drag the group to the top of the stairs for ease of
Appreciated.
access. All right. The group rushes to the top of the stairs. You can still see this one guard standing there. You guys are just rushing. You're not trying to be stealthy, right?
No.
Okay. This guard at the entrance
We have embraced we are bad at stealth.
drawn his weapon and is kind of stepping forward before he goes, oh shit. He's like backing up. He's gonna try to run. He's just running from you guys. So as you
Right.
see him, like, do you guys want to try to divert and deal with him?
Oh, hell
No.
No,
I-
we're going in.
You hear the door guard standing at one entrance go, Johnny, what do you do? You can't just what is that? Fall back to Jeremy. They're fucking paused.
Jeremy!
They're still
It's time to
hungover as
advance
fuck.
in the other direction.
You guys push into this room. In the audience chamber here, you see Gnarl standing off to one side. You see two frozen statues of guards that are just frozen. They're just iced over.
Right,
As
go.
Gnarl dealt with them.
Foundry is lagging a little bit for me, but I assume Katep is rushing near the front.
Sure. Go ahead and arrange yourself in the order you want, where you want to be, and in the order when you push open this door. You guys understand? Approaching it, you hear a roar beyond. Kind of you hear something clatter across the ground, and just this. Ah! You hear my lord, what is it? What is going on? Shit, is that wizard, wasn't it? My lord. Some dwarven voice beyond. Some panic. Right, this is the order you want to be in.
Hold on.
I
Wait,
don't
wait,
want to be
yeah,
in a
hold on.
line, so I think Alua would be like off to the side. Yeah.
Mora's definitely in the back. 17 AC she may be, but
I
still
think-
a wizard.
I think
I think-
Katep's intent was to probably be the first one through the door charging with the shield, but
Okay.
Yeah, I think Chimisto will be in, like, right behind him.
All right. You push open the door. Katep. Let me pause. And inside you see this like pinkish mist, just like these little floating purplish spores, just kind of drifting throughout the entire area. Inside this chamber, you guys see dominating the room is this massive fishbowl. Just a huge, like 20 foot across, 20 feet tall behemoth of a fish home. Inside, like you see, like a little sunken ship, like a treasure chest, and like fake plants and stuff. I guess they're real plants in this world because they don't have plastic. You see a dwarven figure you guys would recognize, given the description, as a Mergo. The Minotaur helmet, the great sword, kind of quick at hand, that he's kind of already in the process of like readying as he hears the door open, and you see Xanathar, just kind of like its blue tentacles just flailing about, this like blackish greenish like ink clouding the eye stalks, very reminiscent of the poison. The main eye kind of spins towards the door. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, in it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Cool.
Okay.
Great.
Wow.
I'm coming.
This checks out.
You know that
Oh,
plus
no.
6 I have to initiative? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
What the? That's okay. I
My
wanted
rolls.
to let him act first so I can react.
My rolls are just spot on. Oh, don't worry, he ain't. I need a template for his cone. His eye cone. For now, we'll just say it's like that. Hopefully, you guys see it. He's in the process of turning right now.
Jesus.
It's actually bigger than that, but I just got tired of dragging it.
Where? What? See what?
The giant red cone that is
That is
That
a anti-magic cone.
where I will be useless.
Double check that is it.
Anti-magic means
We don't
What
get the
again?
plus
Magic.
1 from our magic weapons. Spells don't work.
Okay.
Yep.
So is
I
that?
hold-
Did their magic items also not work?
Yes. While inside
Is that
any
the-
magical objects you have are considered mundane.
Is that the beam he has, or does he always
That
have
is his main eyeball, where his main eye is looking. I need to roll the d10. Actually, you know what? Alua. Actually, not. Nah, Chinny. Jimmy's still looking it up. Means I'm gonna roll. So you guys don't know until the moment. My d10.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Honestly, I've already forgotten. I know there's one bad one.
Okay. I'll let you guys roll. Mora, roll the d10 for me.
Why?
It's fun.
Unless you don't want to.
I mean, I could always roll. We always know
Nah.
my rolls
Oh.
are.
Nah, I want a high number this time. So Mora, you roll it. Okay.
Right in the middle.
It's either really bad or really mediocre.
I have no idea.
All right.
I just know not what number we did.
And we'll go ahead and start this combat. Alua, you kick us off.
Since so does the anti-magic cone permeate the wall?
No, it does not go through the wall.
She's just gonna cast Dragon Breath on herself and just kind of wait.
Okay.
Because she can't do anything right now.
So. Okay.
Sorry, do we know what this other thing is?
Is this this like hunched over? Let me make sure his race real fast. This just hunched over a human fellow with like a bronze hat on with these little like beholder like tentacles coming out of it. Very hunched, like frail looking kind of fellow. Maybe the fish keeper. It's like a
He's the
servant
dangerous
though.
one.
You kind of heard matches the voice you heard. We'll say his appearance matches the voice you heard inside when you were almost stumbled in.
Before Alua ends whatever, she's like, "Should we just blow him up?" She'll hold up like a keg, or she'll like indicate the keg, and be like, "Just and then bowl it in." That's it.
All right. On his turn, the fish keeper is just going to kind of cower behind the big fish bowl. Intruders, my lord. And Mary's just like, we see him, you fucking idiot. Jamista, you're up.
Oh God. How far away am I? I didn't even think about that. Well, don't want to get McFlung. Don't want to get McPounded on. God, there's so many bad things that could happen.
Also, don't want to breathe in fungal spores.
Dude, I mean, you still have that crossbow, don't you?
No, I
Nope.
had to give it back.
That's
Black
right.
Cat
We
had to give it
gave back all those. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I'm just gonna go in. Timista rushes in.
What?
He assumes Katepa's right behind him.
For sure.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know that what Ugly Boy is going for him. So I do have to bonus action dash here. And I'm just gonna try to stab him in his
I'll
ugly eye.
remind you that you could hold your attack till Katapa's next to him.
Oh, that's
If you
true.
wanted to.
You know what?
You could hold an attack for when an ally is adjacent to an enemy you could attack.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get around his kind of on the back side. Do I want to be? Actually, no. I probably want to be further down. Oh, I actually don't know how far.
That is a table that's like about 3 feet up off the ground. It'd be difficult terrain, I'd say, to move across it.
Yeah, so I won't be able to get all the way behind it. But I can. Honestly, I can probably get there.
Xanathar himself is hovering right now about 4 to 5 feet off the ground. The chamber itself is. It's any special roof? Yeah, just about 20-foot tall roof.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to hold my my attack until until another ally is within range.
You see a mare go tracing your movement. Like, you're mine, Tieflin.
Eat my shorts. Sorry, crunch my farts.
All
No!
right.
Stop
You can
it!
go ahead and end your turn.
Don't ask Ellie, please.
I don't want to know. I don't.
Mora, you are up.
Oh, fuck. That damn cone.
I believe in you. Just counterspells cone, easy.
Yeah, that's how that works.
It's not to you yet. You
Until you
got it.
try. I mean, yeah.
Right, that's where I was trying to get to. But damn door physics. Yeah, at the moment I can... Can I see Xanathar from here? Can I hit him from here? Cool. I'ma just burn a first level and chuck it in the fucking bucket and do what Mora does best. Clocks appear, some moving faster than others, and just magic missile straight in. It worked on a dragon, let's give it a go.
Okay, go ahead and roll that damage. As these bolts impact, you see around Xanathar's eye stalks, 3 of them in particular, these metal bands, these rings that are attached. And as they impact, rush forward, one of these bands begins to glow slightly. And although the missiles impact Xanathar and cause damage, just before they hit, they seem to strike a barrier that they have to dig through.
He's got magic items. Oh no!
So
Great.
does
That's
he
my
have-
turn, though.
Does he have that shield like in Dune where it shimmers and?
No, just seems to be resistant to force damage.
I'm literally useless here, then. That's all Mora does. It's my turn.
Go for
All right.
Oh.
Marigo is actually, I think, going to
Gonna
rush
go
in
counter me?
and try to block the doorway.
Okay.
Double check his speed, actually. He'd have to dash to get there.
Yes, you would. Sucks being
And-
a dwarf, doesn't it?
And he's pretty smart, so he's gonna go for Chimista,
Yeah, that's
who he can reach.
Is he scared by my scathing insult?
He is not scared by your scathing.
No,
Maybe
he's
reach
not
me?
Mora. That would have
Yes.
worked
Yeah, he
wonderfully
can.
against Mora.
Sure, he's not too short for this table.
Oh,
I'm sure.
I get it.
He's hitting your legs. And he will go ahead and make all 3 of his attacks at you.
I will flip him off for each one.
Roll them here in the public since it's a big old
Please.
kerfuffle here.
Yeah,
20 hit?
That hits. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yay!
Because he has more than half of
Nice.
his hit points remaining, he deals extra damage on each hit.
Oh, rip. Oh.
Oh no.
How much extra? Plus 2d6?
We're dead, guys. This was fun.
You
No,
know,
we're
slash.
good.
Did not.
Yeah.
So wondering why it wasn't showing up.
Okay.
Total of 10 damage.
10
for the first
damage.
hit.
Okay.
Second attack.
Let me... Is that a crit?
It's a crit.
Hold on. 21. Yep. Okay, that crits. 4
What?
8
On it?
plus.
11,
Yeah, it didn't.
actually.
Yeah. No, so 3 plus 5 plus 12.
Is 20?
Yeah.
20.
So I'm gonna uncanny dodge that.
Do you want to make him reroll, Rara?
I can't. I'm
can't
out
you?
of those.
Oh, do
We
you not
have
get them
not
back in a
long
short
left
rest?
to go.
Ooh, rough. Do you not uncanny dodge the damage?
Yeah. So I only take 10 of it instead of 20, correct?
Plus 46.
So 14 instead of 20.
Was that 46 part of that attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Deals extra damage on each of his attacks while he's above half health.
So it's another 8. So 28 damage.
It's 28 damage.
Okay, so half to 14.
Half to 14. Very good.
Okay.
And then
Thank God.
last attacks, he kind of gloats for a moment. I'm going to eat ya. He goes in for another cut, but you're too quick. You're
Oh, goodness and love it. Thank God. Okay. Whew! Help!
That is his
Help!
turn. Katep, you're up.
But hey, uncanny dodge. Save him a bacon.
Sure did.
Yeah. So I need
As you, from where you are to kind of pulling your attention, you do see in the small fish bowl a little fish swimming around that the fish keeper's kind of huddling behind.
So I have to dash to be able to get up into melee with this guy.
Okay. Which triggers off
So
your
I do
reaction,
not.
Chimista.
Yeah, but I get to attack. It's a normal attack, but I get to use my sneak attack.
So
it hovered on a 20.
10 misses, unfortunately.
Sorry, Katep, you were going to say something?
yeah, I'm realizing since I dashed, I should have moved to get flanking, but I didn't do it before the attack roll.
I'll allow it. That's fine. It's a big fight.
Okay. Would it be here or one?
Yeah, it'd be right there.
Oh, there or one further down?
There.
Okay.
Right there. Okay. You can reroll that attack.
Oh, bless your soul, Alex.
I heard you starting to
It
say
was a
it.
20 on my end this time.
A
Stop that.
16 hits.
Hits? Hell yeah. Alright. Sneak attack for 11 damage, plus a Whales of the Grave
Don't
for
forget your
12
normal attack
necrotic.
damage.
Oh yeah, I have to roll attack damage.
We're not nervous. You're nervous.
So I do 19 damage to Xanathar, and then 12 necrotic damage jumps to Ugly Bullhorns.
It's kind of grumpy.
Oh, right. It's still me. I don't really have any good bonus actions, so
Penny, you are up.
Alright. Amigo, just to let you know, we have a job opportunity. There is an opening coming up soon. I want to. Sorry, I was checking something here. The range on this. is 60 feet. This room is much bigger than it looks like zoomed out. Okay. So I'm just kind of wondering, my shadow's going to get all messed up. So I can go...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
5, 10,
Jamista, you in your turn in the room, you feel like little tingles across your skin and such as some of these pink motes settle in. Same with you,
Oh, yeah.
Kitab. I need you both to make Constitution saving throws. DC 13.
Does this
Okay.
happen to be against being poisoned?
It's not.
The game's getting high.
Alrighty.
And yeah,
Oh.
you both succeed on the effect and are immune to the effect for a bit.
Nice.
All right.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Ooh, Mora, you're just
Having you-
inside the room. Same for you. Constitution save.
Nice.
Same.
Look at us go.
There you go. Avoiding the effect of the, what's it called? Fairs.
Oh
Bless you.
God. Yeah, agreed. Gesundheit.
All right. Since you reminded me, Penny pulls up the scarf over her nose before she comes around the corner. There we go. Sorry, I was on measurements. Need to quickly occupy this space with Mora. It's because it's all happening so fast. As she rounds the corner, I'm going to summon my shadow. That's 15, and then it can go. Ooh. I don't think her shadow could go through.
Not while it's not before you. No. It occupies its space, I believe.
I don't know if it can't go through his beam though. Would it kill it?
It's not a magical effect. I would say no. I would say you could. It's
Okay.
well,
Flavor it
Yeah,
like
I'll-
it turns into a shadow that like stretches across the ground.
I like that. Yeah, that works.
There. Oh well, here would be advantage with Chamista, right?
It would not be where Katep is where he's flanking. Chimista would have to be in this square. One up. Katep and Chimista. Though with my flanking rules, you're fine. As long as
Okay.
the creature is
As
flanked.
long as
yeah.
it is being
Forgot about
flanked, anyone nearby it.
All right. Then
Lay into
Penny's
him.
gonna swap. Yeah,
Yep.
Penny's gonna
Bop,
swap.
bop, bop.
Move that.
Okay.
So yeah, this like shadow, and then Katep might hear. Yeah. Better not get me killed. Sorry, there it is. How to find the right buttons. Ooh,
17 hits.
Nice. And my second attack. For 9 plus.
A 12
Ooh,
is his AC.
ooh, nice.
Oh,
Good damage on that too. Boom, for
Nice.
23 total.
All right.
And Penny's Echo will disappear at the end of my turn. And Constitution saving throw.
That's right. I'm going to give you advantage because I like the thought against it. We'll say that you minimized your skin area that these things can hit you at.
Nice.
Thank
What
God.
a thing.
Holy crap.
There you go.
Let's go. Good call, Penny. Being smart about the fight.
What is the smart you talk about? I'm not smart. Shut up.
I don't know.
Anything else on your turn?
Rush in, so.
Go ahead and end your turn.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
Which brings us to Xanathar.
Oh.
That's what I'm scared of.
Right, which one was getting deleted?
Probably not the one standing back casting magic. Worry about the ones in your face.
Think it's going to go for whoever dealt it more damage, which I think is just barely Penny.
Yeah, by 3 damage.
Yep.
No.
Oh, it's
I totally forgot I have reach. I should be 5 feet away. Damn it!
Whoops.
What the fuck?
You did a smart thing, except for
Its gaze is over where Penny is. I'm not going to move it. It's so obnoxious moving those things each turn. So it's looking back this way, though, for the moment.
So is it just hitting Penny, or is it hitting Penny and Katep?
Katep would be fine, I think. It's a very focused, gaze at close range. Double check his shit. Forgot to do his lair effect, which I'm sad about, but we'll get to that.
Right.
Yeah, and first off, he's just gonna go for a bite. Oh, I'm gonna roll on here for you guys. Just a 14, which does not hit.
Ooh.
It kind of snaps down at the other little eye stalks are still just kind of like trying to look and find stuff, but it's like they're drunk as fuck. Not like able to stay straight, like staring every which way. But his central eye begins to glow this like sickly green color, and he is going to use his innervation ray on you, Penny. So I need you to make a DC 16 Constitution
I'm
saving
so
throw.
sorry.
You do have the +3 for being next to Katep.
So when I rolled, and I was like, sure, I'll let you guys roll. I rolled Death Ray, so.
I mean, but
Oh, really?
I rolled Death Ray is what he got. So be happy. Then no effect. Half as
Do you
much
get the
damage as
bonus
success.
even if you're in the anti-magic field?
It's not a magical effect, so
Oh,
the
okay.
aura is
Great.
technically magic. So you take half this damage.
Holy
Oof,
shit!
what a roll. For, what is that, 18 points of damage. As the blast still kind of hits into you, you feel your body kind of be sapped of some of its necrotic damage, sapped of some of its vitality, but kind of shrug through the brunt of it.
And I'm going to assume this doesn't count as an attack.
It does not.
No interception for this.
But that is all he can do on his turn. The top of the combat round, lair action happens.
God.
Forgot to do it to begin with. Happens
why
on
am I
initiative 20.
suddenly not an initiative anymore?
I see you.
You know.
You're there.
17.
I don't, so you'll
Underneath
have to let me know.
Jamista?
I won't be able to
Yeah,
end turn.
Sure, I will.
Yeah, you're right after me. More.
What does he want to do? I think he wants to...
Kermit.
Oh...
Surrender.
I think he's going to create a thing. Not that button.
Use summon
Mora and Alua, the ground underneath you, you kind of suddenly feel your feet begin to sink in slightly and like slip on the rock, and looking down you see this green slimy surface just seeping out of the rock and covering the ground where you guys are.
So his lair goes even outside? It's gross.
Yep. This entire area is considered difficult terrain.
Cool, I'm never getting in anywhere, guys. Don't worry about it. I now get 2 spaces of movement.
Surrender to your fate.
You're up. That first round of combat did about a quarter of his health.
Oh shit! See, we got this, guys. Only 1 or 2 of us might die.
Yeah, alright. Jamista's only hanging on by a thread. And
I have a potion. I have a
said
healing
1 or
potion.
2. 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's 10.
So the eye isn't on her. So can Alua, having seen like Shamista get frickin' pounded on by this guy over here, can she see him?
Barely, yeah. You can kind of see him like on the table, like standing near where Xanathar's hovering.
Wonderful. Then she's gonna do a level 4 magic missile.
Level
4.
I don't think you have access to those.
No,
Pretty
no.
good.
Over.
Sure.
That.
Yeah, I was gonna say how. I'd like to know. I want 4 too.
I got 4 back, so it was 4.
Gotcha.
I'm like, wait.
On Xanathar or on the dwarf?
Oh, what the hell?
On the dwarf.
On the
Okay.
dwarf.
Wizards.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He would think it was coming from her, so she'll like duck back and.
That's actually pretty good damage.
Yeah.
20. She can't see, so she's still holding her whatever's in her mouth and.
Checks out for my initiative rolls. Harl kind of sees this happen. He's like, "Shit! I guess I need to help, huh? Fuck." On its turn,
on her bonus, could she ready a keg?
it's gonna be an. They're not really designed to be thrown. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be an action to throw.
No, she's not gonna throw it. She's
Wants
gonna.
to
You just
pull
want to
it out of
pull
the
one
bag.
out.
I just want to pull it
Sure.
out. Okay. Yeah,
Sure.
just so she has it. Okay, that's it.
Ott kind of ducks, like is like cowering down prone behind this like small fishbowl table, kind of gets up to his feet and like, silly guard, your masters are going to murder the intruders and then we're going to give you a nice big snack.
Do we see the fish,
Yeah.
by the way?
You don't.
Yeah.
The people around this side do. Penny,
Gotcha. Okay.
if they look that way, Chamista is looking
No,
towards
right,
it.
right.
The rest might ignore it.
I was just
Chamista, you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a potion. Do I?
Bonus
Yeah, I'm gonna
action.
take a potion. That's my action, right?
Bonus action for yourself.
Oh, it's a bonus action.
Change
Oh,
to that roll.
okay.
Bonus action
Uh-huh.
for yourself.
Ho, 9 healing. It's not bad. In which case, I'm gonna just take a good old stab.
Go for it. You have advantage if you're attacking Xanathar.
I am attacking Xanathar, yes, with my Scimitar of Watchfulness. To advantage. 23 hits, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
For 10 points of damage, plus a sneak attack. Another 12. And then I'm gonna Whales of the Grave again.
get that dwarf.
For another
Get that dwarf.
12. So 22 damage to Xanathar, another 12 necrotic to
Okay.
Ugly Bullhorns.
Merkel.
Anything else on your turn?
Amigo.
Action, bonus action. Yeah, that's my turn. Can't really move because otherwise I provoke an opportunity attack. So
All right. At the end of your turn, Xanathar is going to use his legendary action to use his
Fuck
innervation
yup.
beam on Katep.
All right.
No.
Constitution saving throw from you.
no.
DC 16.
Oh yeah.
24.
Half damage.
All right.
Innovation beam hits like a Mack truck. That's like nothing compared to what I
30
Yeah,
said.
points of
that's so much less.
Ultimately, it's what? 5 less damage?
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
And then more,
26
you
for 86 is
Okay.
88.
Okay. Doesn't look like there's any spellcasters in here. There's no way I'm getting up there in time to cast that. Fuck it. No. No. I'm gonna make Dwarf Boy not so much of a worry, and I'm going to attempt to Ray of Enfeeblement on him.
Ooh, okay.
But I have to
Okay.
cast it at a 3rd level because I
Okay.
don't have any second.
What does that cast? Does that casting do anything? Rip. Oh
Definitely hits.
yes.
And so at the end of his turn, DC 17 Constitution save.
All right, and until then, all of his strength things are half damage.
Half
Oh,
damage.
that's huge.
So
Very,
I'm
very
going
good.
to
Really
do
nice.
then 10 and 20. That's my
All
turn.
right.
And I can't end turn, so you're going to have to do it for me.
Yep. It is very nice as he's going
That's
to
so
continue trying to
clutch.
cut up the tiefling.
I'm trying to save you, buddy.
He's a pretty high AC too. That was a good roll.
Yeah, 17 is clutch.
All right. Donk time.
All right, bring it on. Miss.
Yeah, another natural 2. All right, swings once, goes wide. Swings
Jamisa just
again.
hops over the blade
Dun,
and
dun, dun, dun,
sidesteps
dun.
this one.
That's the greatest pirate I've ever seen.
Ugh. And then gets hit on the third.
All right, so for 5 plus 6, so 11 damage total.
Plus the
Is that half?
2d6.
Yeah, because I rolled 12. I rolled 2 6s on the d12, the 2d6.
Sorry.
11 damage total.
11 damage total, so I'm going to uncanny dodge that as my reaction to bring
For
it
five.
down to 6 or 5?
5.
5? Okay.
Round down to a minimum of 1.
Okay.
And you
All
don't
right.
get your con save.
Yes. Doesn't have a great one. What is the DC?
17's high,
17.
too.
You have to roll a 15 or higher. Yeah. That's a fail.
Oh,
Still
nice.
Master! Master! Please! That's his turn, though. Yep, you're up.
All right. So just so I'm aware, am I in the anti-magic cone?
I think you said
No.
last time.
No, because it's just will occupy, any gaze will only occupy 1 square in front of a creature.
Gotcha. All right. I'm gonna start
Actually,
swinging.
I'm gonna say that he did turn it just to you,
Yeah.
because he innervated you, and it says
Okay.
make
So my
on
attacks
you.
are 1 lower than,
Or you could take a step over.
but I want flanking.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fair. Sure.
But can you use stuff like smite if you're still in the cone?
What do you say?
Let me Google that real quick.
Because it's like you use a spell slot, but it's not like
I see. I just see, based on this, paladins can't use divine smites in area of anti-magic.
Okay.
That was just a quick Google. I'll just go with that for now.
Sure.
Now, metagaming aside, would Katep know that?
No, but if I try to use it and nothing happens, would I still lose the spell slot?
I don't think you can use it.
I don't even think you can use it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there we go.
You try to draw on magical power that would not come.
Actually,
Thank
you know
God for
what?
the
You know what? We'll see. We'll see.
Well, he hit, so his instinct would be to try to smite it. So
Because of what paladin you are, I'm going to say yes. In fact, it will.
Ooh.
all right. So here is the normal damage, and then I'll roll for the smite.
More like
Sure.
Palad Daddy.
Good damage.
If the cone's on me, it would be 1 less technically, but
Oh, you barely hit then. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
yep.
All right.
And
The
my-
1 less damage as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So a total of 19 on the first swing.
Oh.
He knows we need to blitz this guy down, so he's probably going to smite on this one as well.
Okay.
Oh, brutal.
I mean, what, an 8 and a 1? At
Yep,
least.
so that's what, another 17?
Yep.
All right. And then
Several wounds opening up across Xanathar at this point. Looking pretty hurt.
And thinking back to when we were in the Blackstaff's tower and being told how paranoid these creatures are and things like that, Katep is going to use his bonus action to channel divinity as this ray of like radiant light shines down from above the Xanathar. And I'm going to use as above. So it's a DC 14 charisma save. And if he fails, he cannot hide or be invisible for 1 minute on top of taking some damage.
Ooh.
Yeah,
This checks out.
Success.
I wasn't
Little bit.
wasn't really expecting that to work, but it was worth a shot.
As above. That's very cool.
Channel Divinity procs Brand, doesn't it?
Oh, you are correct. I will go with the extra radiant damage on weapon rolls.
Okay.
In hindsight, I probably should have done that first, but yeah.
Oops.
All right, that's all I got.
Penny, you're up.
Oh, Penny!
All right. So when she got blasted by that spell, even though she took half damage, she could feel like the potential.
Oh, yeah, it's like,
Yeah. So she's like instantly like super alert, like holy shit, yeah, I totally might actually die here. And is going to I'm gonna use my bonus action to summon her image right here behind Katep or behind Tomista.
Okay. Oh, where did I? No, I deleted it. Bring it back. Sure.
My echo there, yeah. And then I'm going to attack. Boom. There's 12. I'm going to attack, and then the echo will attack. 20. Boom. And then the echo. Nice. All right, so that is 30, 40.
He fucked up.
7,
He's fucked
47.
up. Then it's
I'm
our
going
massive
to action
wounds
surge.
opened
Oh.
up. Sure. Go for it.
Yeah, fighters doing fighter things.
Yeah. Oops, no, not. I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry. I didn't mean to click that. I don't have the bonus action to actually do it anyway. But use my attack action again.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice. And for another
Jesus.
26.
26 plus 24 is 50.
That's a lot of damage.
60. 73 damage in one turn?
Oh yeah.
Right.
And that's my last. I just gotta click a couple buttons while you talk. Sorry, so that
Okay.
it takes it off my sheet.
Sure thing. Kind of just just hammering these blows into it from all sides. This creature gives this little roar, begins to look about, just its eyes, like just blood coming across all of it. Guys, I fuck you not. He had 27 hit points left before that action surge. His one hit point left.
Oh,
Fucking hit point left.
wow.
But what he's gonna do?
We're real good at
Needs
that.
to look around. So right now I'll say it. I think he has one more use of his extra attack thing too. Chinny does, but
No, he used them.
No, I
Four
don't.
times?
That was my last one.
that was your last one. Oh, I thought going into that I was like, oh no, well that's it. Fuck me. He's going to look around, gauge the situation. His eyes settle on you, Mora. Before turning briefly, and he's going to go ahead and innervate. No, he's not. I'm sorry. He is going to just stare at Mora for a long moment. As he does this, one of the other rings on his one of these eye stalks begins to shimmer.
Of
You
fucking
feel
course you are.
the anti-magic covering you. You see this effect as he begins to shimmer and then blinks out of existence.
Fuck.
Suck.
From
I
what
hate
we've
that.
seen,
Oh,
does it look
shit.
like he just went invisible, or
You're
like?
invisible.
Damn, I really wish my thing had worked now.
I was like, oh fuck. Okay, so look, he does this at half hit points. First round, just like, okay, you guys did a quarter, good job.
Oh, I
You
thought
did
he
the rest of it.
teleported out. I thought it
Um,
looked like he teleported away.
no, he went invisible.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we can still attack at him then.
Potentially.
And then he's
No,
gonna
if
bite
he
me
hasn't
with advantage.
moved.
Is the antimatter cone though still pointed towards water?
It is not. After he goes invisible, just a moment later, it's like you feel it flow off of you guys. Top of the initiative, lair action.
That was so
The
high.
sliminess kind of
I can't
fades into the
believe
stones.
one more damage.
I was pissing my fucking I was shitting my pants thinking this fight was only going to last 2 rounds. So, 1 second.
There's some amazing rolls on
Those are
that.
some really good rolls.
On your attacks, Ginny.
I
given
should
him
have just
higher
hit
than it.
Xanathar, but if I'd done that, you'd be out, Jimmy. And you do more damage than I do.
On the
Oh
lair
yeah,
action,
no, I think what you did was the right call.
a little eyeball opens across the way from you, Chamista. You kind of looking around with your perception, kind of see it across the way. You're like, eyeball. Oh fuck!
no.
And a green beam shoots out at you.
Ah, God.
Constitution saving throw.
I'm gonna go flying.
You gonna fling him again?
No, this is
Get
innovation.
away from that
It's just
door.
one thing he has.
Oh, I thought it was a gazer.
No.
Oh,
Succeed and take half damage. It's he can cause an eyeball to appear on the surface and cause one of his eye beams to go.
I thought I was getting gazer flung again.
This
Then
might
how
be
much
worse.
damage?
This is way worse.
Actually, well, I already made you roll that. I think
35, half of 35?
half of 35, and it's a Constitution save, so you can't dodge it. And wait, that's evasion, anyways.
Yeah.
So 17 points of damage.
I do have. Oh, I
Resistance
don't.
to
That's my
necrotic.
other character. I don't have necrosis necrotic.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm down.
As watches, Chavista just crumples after that.
Wait. Yes, I'm down.
Amerigo
Yes, this
goes.
is an attack, eh?
That's good. That's convenient.
I thought I had necrotic resistance.
Woohoo.
What am I thinking of?
Don't you fucking dare.
Alua, you're up.
Damn, I kind of like messed up what I wanted to do.
You can run in now, though. You at least have your full 30 feet of movement.
I do. Gosh, where would that creature go?
You can make a perception check as your action to try to figure out where he is.
Oh, hold on. He
You want
moved. I have blind fighting. I would have got a reaction.
You have blind fighting. That's right.
You have blind fighting.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
this is a game changer.
Yeah.
It is a game changer. You sense kind of pausing for this moment and kind of close your eyes. Like you can just hear just like this gentle, like just this bear's passage of air kind of open them and see some of these pink motes just slightly distorting. You get an attack opportunity. Not
Can
at
you-
advantage, just a straight roll. He does not have a high AC.
Yes!
Yeah, I mean, he has 1 hit point left.
Oh.
Kind of pause out,
So done with that.
cut through the air, and just as you do it, how do you want to skewer Xanathar out of the sky?
Like you said, very anime. She closes her eyes and there's just this silver flash as Char's gentlest kiss swings through the air and there's this streak that goes splash across the ground. And then, yeah, Xanathar like crumbles out of the air coming out of his invisibility. And the like duk, 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 duk sound of the drums. Yeah.
Did that occur before the beam or after the beam?
I'm going to say it happened after the beam since I accidentally missed my first lair action. That makes up for
Yeah,
it.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, 100%.
And Louis, you're still up. So it all kind of happens simultaneously.
Does Xanathar come visible again? Because
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah. Flops down
And
on the
we know
ground.
that. All right.
Angle of people.
Yay.
Alua, you have a really high passive perception. Somewhere in the distance, you hear a sudden rumbling.
Uh-oh.
Like the ground shakes slightly, and you hear off in the distance something.
She's gonna move one more, and she's going. This is. Oh shit! That's an action. I can't do that. Fuck, damn it. Yeah. Oh, she can just think it to. Who's she linked to?
Chamista is the one you're linked to.
Yeah, she'll link it to. Yes, link it to me. Shamisa. Fuck.
He's unconscious.
Shamisa does not respond.
It doesn't do anything. She'll just cast magic missiles.
The call you tried to reach is unavailable.
All right.
Oh shit! This is her last third level at Minotaur Faker.
Okay.
Bullhorns is a full name.
Hold up. It's second level. I'm sorry. 15.
Pretty good roll.
So yeah, those are good rolls.
She'll.
Pew pew pew.
Yeah, pew pew. 'Cause it's an action for the dragon breath. Oh, I can't do that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. And then a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save DC 13.
Okay.
Oh, should I have made one of those too on my turn?
No, you succeeded on yours.
Oh, dope. Okay.
All of y'all succeeded against my spooky fungus. All of y'all succeeded against my spooky space fungus. Sad.
Our con saves have been so good
Yeah.
tonight. What's
And
what's
nobody
wrong
failed
with
their
us?
innervation either.
Watching the fuck up on this
God.
boss fight. Holy shit.
All right. His turn. I'm just gonna run over. No, master, yeah, master. And just kind of falls to the ground, fumbling, kind of in his pockets. Give me the death saving throw.
Death save.
Natural 20.
8.
It was so close on my screen.
One fail.
It says I have
Wait,
one
yeah.
succeed already for some reason, so I'm gonna just.
I don't think you get bonuses to. Oh wait, yeah, you do get bonuses, don't you?
That's also a weird formula. There's 2 plus
It's-
signs.
It is weird.
Yeah, you looked up last time that it is a save still.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get one.
I don't
from
think
the...
you get benefit of like your magic items though, because you're not. I don't know. Regardless, we'll say it's a success. Whatever.
What would I did was the beam looking? Oh, wait, he's dead. I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, it's a success then.
Sure. I don't know why it's showing like that, but we'll just assume it's a success right now.
Okay.
Mora, you're up. Does anti-magic break concentration? I think it does, right?
No,
Look
because
it
you
up
can
real
stay concentrating on a spell, and it just stops the magical effect of it.
Yeah, I
Let me
might just
double-
suppress it for the period. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm going to rush at Chamista, pull out my potion, jam it in his throat, and while he's swallowing, I'm going to look at the dwarf and then Dwarven say, "You've got one chance to live.
It just kind of
You
spits
run
at you.
now."
Just spits at you.
I am, however, pouring my healing potion down Chamista.
Okay.
All over my chest.
Yes. Glad we know that. Oh, fuck me. Running. Still 5.
Hey,
You're up.
my health is alive.
No.
At
Anything
least it
else
doesn't
on your
get
turn?
auto crits on me.
That was my action. I don't have a bonus action. Yeah.
Okay. Amerigo's just kind of looks around. It's killing time, is it? It just brings down the axe. You get an overhand swing towards Jamisa.
Oh god, and he gets advantage because I'm prone.
Ooh.
But they're not instant fails.
Yeah, at least they're not auto crits. That's the important part.
Didn't roll at advantage. I'm gonna roll again.
That still hits.
Yeah, you might have critted. Alright.
Alright. See how much damage he does. For a
He's
total-
still
total
over
of-
half health?
It's still over half health.
He's still over half. That's brutal.
17 damage. So you,
Even with an uncanny dodge, I am down again.
okay. He's gonna take another attack.
That hits. I mean, obviously.
2 down. One more attack.
Oh god. Oh, that hits.
He swatches. He just kind of brings up. He'll just flavor it as just this one massive cleave and just buries the axe in Chimista's chest. Nobody can survive a hit like that. Kind of looks back to you, backs up a little bit towards the body, looks over at Ott. Let me send you to your gods. And spits out the blood kind of in his mouth. That's his turn.
Honestly, I respect the grind.
I mean, fuck that guy, but I respect it.
What just happened?
Yeah, so I think...
Constitution save.
Oh, right, he could... Wait, all his damage would have been halved.
Would have been.
I'm not retconning that. You guys didn't remember his turn.
Hold on. I don't think even halved I would have survived.
Yeah, it would have been.
Because it's 17 divided in half.
You would have, but
wait, 17 divided by half goes down to 9?
And then half would have been to 4. I'm gonna keep it.
You would technically not be dead.
I would technically be at -2 death saves, but
Still fails the things. It kind of lingers on.
Yeah, we don't remember it.
All right. Katep watches all of that happen, and as he's like chuckling and threatening us or whatever, Katep weirdly calmly walks forward.
Wildness to his eyes. America does.
Kind of circles around him, and as he's like carefully circling this combatant in Dwarvish, he's just going to whisper very lowly, "You shouldn't have done that."
Kind of turns to face you and just has this like bloody grin. Slaps away your attack with the hilt of his great axe. $18 just hits.
Noted.
It's in plate armor.
For 12 slashing.
He is 1 under his max hit, or half his hit points now.
All right.
I guess I would think that the offer for a job is off the table. Let me click over here.
19 just hits.
Yeah.
It barely beats his AC, but it does beat it. Bonk.
And come on, that AC is hard. Ooh, yeah.
But y'all are rolling like fucking gods.
I don't think Chinny's missed an attack.
Nobody's missed an attack. Except just that first one.
Yeah, except for,
Yeah.
The sword,
don't speak ill of the dead, Alex.
I just missed an attack.
Wait, Katep, except that one Katep just missed. That's what I meant to say.
I missed that. I 100% missed that.
Is there a... Oh, yeah, I do have a bonus for it.
I think you have to step... I think that's a 5-foot reach on that, but you could step in easily enough.
No, we looked it up. It's not.
It's still using a reach weapon.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
That's why you hate Sentinel Polearm.
No,
Yes.
Sentinel Polearm sucks because Polearm, when you move it into somebody's reach, you can make an attack.
Really?
And then stop them. Yeah, so when somebody enters your reach, you can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack against them.
I didn't know you could use your reaction on your turn. I guess you make sense.
No. If somebody else moves into your, like on their turn, moves into your.
I thought you were saying like I could move
No.
towards somebody. Okay.
No. If somebody else moves in towards you, you can do it. All right. Anything else in your turn?
Nope.
All right. Inathar is dead. Lua, you are up.
Would she have noticed this whatever thing rustling in his pockets?
Yeah, you kind of see him in the process of it. You don't necessarily know what he's doing.
She's just gonna move here, so she has a better idea. and cast. What is it? Just to interrupt him and whatever he's doing. Fire bolt. Maybe no. I lied. Lightning. Lightning lure. Hold on.
You would have to move one closer for that. But I think you can.
Damn it.
You have 5
You
more
can.
feet of
You only
movement.
moved 25.
Oh, I did. Oh, I thought
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
No.
forgot.
Only moved 25.
Yeah. Lightning lure on it. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, sure.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Damage.
Okay. So, 8, and he gets pulled 10 feet.
And kind of this lightning whip kind of lashes out, kind of wraps around his upper torso and brings the upper half of his torso towards you. The lower half stays put.
Oh.
Is dead.
He's just wanted to feed the fish, man. The probably dead imaginary fish.
See fish in there.
How small
Oh,
is
right.
it?
I forgot about that.
All right, bring this to Mora.
Mora being utterly pissed. I'm dropping Ray of Enfeeblement, and I'm casting Hold Person. He's not going
Okay.
anywhere.
Doesn't have great wisdom. Doesn't have great saves, period.
17.
All right, if ever there was a chance for me to, be awesome.
1.
Nope.
The minute he's frozen,
Shut
Mora
his
No
just
dice.
Mora just shakes her arms out and is gonna walk up. Not as calm as Katep was, and just smile in Dwarven and say, "I told you."
Kick him in the nuts.
He doesn't respond.
No, because he can't. Fucker. But that's my turn.
All right.
Now, no matter where you're standing, advantage. Get him.
Look him up.
Stays frozen. And Katep, you're up.
Well, I'm a simple man.
I thought that was good time. Sorry.
Yeah.
So this is an auto crit, yes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, fuck this guy. He's getting my last Divine Smite.
Oh, it's why I did it. Everyone lay into him.
Also, I forgot this on my last turn, but I still have the extra D4 radiant damage
Yeah.
going.
Oh, that would have changed things. Wait, what did it have?
No, because you used
One
that
more
at the end
damage?
of your turn.
So extra 5, and here comes the Divine Smite.
Oh, it would have done it on. No, it would have hit him a little bit. That's right. 30, 35. How many points does he have? Yeah. How do you want to end him?
Good.
So as Katep swings the blade at this now paralyzed, Minotaur horn helmet wearing dwarf, the blade starts to sink into the neck, and as it's cutting through, you can see the flesh around the neck start to glow as radiant light starts to basically superheat the inside of his all that important stuff in your neck that you need. There's
your
basic-
entire neck.
Yeah, and there's basically just this bright flash as his head gets catapulted over Xanathar's body towards this fungus thing in the far corner.
Yeah, and with that, the body is rent and crumples down as the magic loses its hold on the now lifeless corpse of Emergo.
Mora's going to kneel down. Fucker got a beard?
Oh yeah, big old white beard.
Yeah, Mora's gonna reach over, grab one of Chamista's daggers, and just very slowly start shaving the beard off this dwarf.
Rude.
No, he had his fucking chance.
We
Yeah.
disrespect the dead in this house.
In the
Penny
immediate
is-
aftermath of this fight, what's everyone doing? Penny's doing.
Penny's leaving the room.
Okay.
Alua
Catch Gnarl kind of there.
Alua releases the breath and then immediately says, "When that thing died, there was a grinding sound and she'll point in a direction.
You haven't heard it since. You kind of like vaguely make a perception check. Actually, now I'll say so. Your passive perception was enough to hear it. See if you can make it in. This would not be with advantage because it's not based off sight. Yeah, it kind of just knows somewhere within the lair. Seemed kind of close-ish, but not like super close. But you haven't felt it again since.
She'll say that. And go to Shmista.
This is going to sound maybe a bit violent, but he has reasoning. Katep is going to cut off one of the eye stalks that had one of those pieces of jewelry on it and take it with them as proof of kill.
Oh,
and
sorry, go ahead.
And probably start prying the jewelry off the other ones afterwards if someone else doesn't start doing that. But his immediate focus is having something to be like, the Xanathar is dead.
Sure. Okay, we're kind of in the process of doing that. Mora? Oh, you're cutting the beard off, that's right.
Yeah, no.
What's Penny doing at the doorway?
Well, she's gonna get Narwhal and make sure like nobody's breaking through the doors to come get us or anything.
You do see a one corpse of a guard just inside, like smoking from fire, but they're dead.
Is it Jeremy?
It is not Jeremy.
Oh, thank God.
It's the other one. Impressive. The rumbling. It was likely something in the crypt that broke. Should investigate at some point. Gnarl's kind of walking in. In the room, you guys now notice, like the rest of you guys notice, the fish swimming in the small fish bowl. Other aspects of this room that are now more noticeable. You see a mirror against the far wall, and carved into the mirror's frame is just the word Zoblob. Chamista, you would kind of recognize Zoblob. That's
Nope.
the name of a
Head.
That's right, Chamista's down. Whoops. We'll just hold that there then, that thought. You see Zoblob. Just there. And yeah, that's about it for the room. In the room beyond, you see some sort of device glistening with all these like rainbow patterns of lights, but you can't really tell much more without getting into that room and getting a good look at it. You also see about 10 feet up is this tunnel that leads eastwards. Do you see that now that I think about it? Yeah, okay, you guys do. Yeah, it's about a 10 foot up, so there's about a 10-foot gap at the ceiling. Gather that might have been where Xanathar was trying to get to before he was cut down.
Actually, Alua is also going to look at whatever the butler, I don't remember its name, was trying to like dig in its pockets and
Sure.
see.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, what he was looking for.
Yeah, Mora's gonna do a once over of the entire room once she's done defacing the dwarf.
Sure, we'll get to that.
And she'll, I don't know. She'll ask for. I think may ask for help, just in case. But
everyone else is busy for the moment, I believe.
ah, freaking.
Yeah, kind of look around, going through his stuff. You find like fish food and things like that. Kind of like dusting his fingertips. You have no idea what this guy was trying. Might not have had all of his marbles in check. You guys are doing this though. You guys hear kind of the approach of somebody down the tunnel and look up to see kind of at the top of this 10-foot jump a purple-skinned creature, tentacles coming out of its mouth, wearing this like elegant robe, floating slightly up off the surface. A couple creatures are behind it, though they're hard to make out given the weird angle of the incline, like just a 10-foot step up. He's just kind of looming over for the moment. In his hands, he has this intellect devourer. You guys recognize the creature. He's just kind of stroking it in thought. And kind of, let me double check how he speaks. Yeah, and in your all's heads, telepathically, you just hear this kind of hum that you recognize kind of coalesces into words. Very interesting. What now? I think that's as good a spot as any to end the session. It's not acting threatening, just watching for the moment. And we'll pick up the aftermath of Xanathar's defeat as you answer that question. What now? Next time, next week.
I'm not nervous. You're nervous.
I think.
Well, I'm not gonna say I was expecting that, but I wasn't expecting that.
It went so well for you guys. Holy shit.
Are we off?
No.
If
We
we
are
could
playing.
please be.
Um.
So
So
are we playing?
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we playing next week?
I plan on it.
Is so far so good. I
Okay.
will confirm closer to date, but as of right now, it doesn't look like I'll be busy, so I'll be there. Although,
Okay.
maybe that won't matter.
All right, then we are still on for. I believe we're going to be the episode 30
Yes.
of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So Friday the 26th, which is Black Friday for most U.S. citizens, whatever. And then we also have Odyssey of the Dragon Lords on the 23rd. We have this, and then I believe next week for the week following, which is the 30th, but not the
Will be-
3rd for Waterdeep.
We should be on for next Friday, but then take a many week break through the holidays, likely.
Okay. For
As I
Waterdeep.
roll a new character.
We'll see. Okay. Thank you all. Have a fantastic evening and good night.
Good night.
Good night.